Alright, so,
Oh shit, do I have a cat or like a fucking snow leopard?
it's actually supposed to look like a little Persian cat, but all I had was I didn't feel like making a
Okay, that's
token
yours.
for it.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I made all these tokens. They don't come with tokens, unfortunately. The point is, uh, you find yourselves in the Hook Claw Warren, a community of kobolds located in the undercity of Absalom, which is basically the largest city in the world. Far above you on the beautiful streets bathed in sunlight, people go about their business, but here in the deep depths below the city, amidst the ruins buried beneath it, you kobolds of the Hook Claw clan scratch out a meager living, doing the best you can, and there's an air of excitement that spreads through the Warren now, because there has been a interesting find. The Hook Claw clan is not wealthy or large by any means. It does not have the far, sort of reaching size of the sewer dragons, and it doesn't have the wealth of the coat check cutthroats. But you are a very proud clan, one that has never been conquered and never been tamed. And you hope, the clan itself hopes to one day gain wealth to rise up to meet that pride. The chief tunnel master, Miknik, has spread word amongst the kobold clans that there has been an ancient tomb discovered. That in one of his mining expeditions, when he was scrounging and searching for goods, he broke into an ancient tomb that is filled with vast and incredible treasures. And your small group, has been chosen for an important mission. You've been sent for, and as you walk throughout the Warren, kobolds sort of peer out from the tunnels and watch you pass, each of them tittering with excited anticipation. You arrive at the chamber, and the tunnel master gives you a cue to enter. He stands there, quite nervous looking, as he says, "Please come in!" No, that's not what I want us to be. I don't want his voice to be that. That's too stereotypical. He says,
That's a little
"Please
racist.
enter."
Oh, okay.
He, as you walk in, he closes the door to the prying eyes behind him, and you sort of all get a chance to look at who has all been gathered. You aren't necessarily friends. You probably know each other being part of the same clan, but that doesn't necessarily mean you spend a lot of time with each other. You are arrayed, a rogue, a druid, a bard, and a fighter, each called to meet in an incredible circumstance. Miknik once again listens to the door, pops us out, makes sure no one is listening, and he says, close it again, he says, "Well, no doubt you've heard that the tunnel expedition has found an incredible expanse of wealth, an ancient tomb, no doubt belonging to some long-dead ruler, an ancient king of Absalom. We have assembled what we think could be the very best team to enter into that tomb, seek its treasures, report back. I know that this is no small task that I ask of you, but it is an important one. So important that we, the leaders of the Hookclaw Kobolds, have deigned grant you the most honorary title that we can grant upon kobolds. You will leave from this room not as yourselves, but with the title of Most Expendable.
Most expendable! Samik is going to grab his knife on stick and just start pumping it up and down.
It is indeed an incredibly honorary title amongst the kobolds to be considered one of the most expendables. They get selected for all the best jobs where you got to go find all the best loot. In fact, it's thought that the loot is so good, a lot of the kobolds snatch it and never come back.
My God.
That's the good stuff.
Alright.
That's the loot Connor wants.
That's the good loot. They go into...
Most expendable Samik will go and find treasures.
Yeah, and I brought all the paperwork we need right here, and I just drop a fucking stack of papers on the table.
That's the attitude
Make sure to fill this out in
I like to
triplicate.
see.
Colin, how intelligent are kobolds in Pathfinder?
They can be pretty smart, but
I have a 12 intellect. Fuck you.
they still
I
have
think
their
that's false.
views and their beliefs. In this case, they found an incredible tomb for you to enter, and he promotes you to amongst the most expendable kobolds and turns and leads the way. He basically guides you through the Undercity, through the Warren, into the dank tunnels that they were digging, and you find that you follow the tunnel, it leads to basically a entrance that it looks like has been boarded up. There are quite a few workers nearby that stand nervous, ready, and at a signal the tunnel master gives, the nearby workers pry away the wooden chunks and the wooden boards and chunks of stone from the narrow mouth of the entrance, and from where you stand, looking in, you can see rich fabric on hangers and exquisite vases, wooden crates with unknown puzzles and wonders inside. Just a fraction of the wealth of this could enable the Hook Claws to live in far more comfort than they have in generations. But Hook Claws are smart. They know when things are too good to be true. He says, be careful. Secure the chamber. And for your duty, we will also give you standard hazard pay. You can you get first pick of anything you find, but it has to be only what you can carry, and only what one of you can carry. I don't want to see two of you teaming up to get something extra large out. Alright? He sort of pats you on the back and says, be careful in there. And, let me, swap the maps over to... Oh, I should have preloaded that. To the tomb.
Surely this is an adventure, just like in the stories.
I forgot
Just
I gotta
like in
drag
history.
Connors to it.
Connor!
Hold on.
His kobold
There we
appearing
go.
through the void.
Ah!
This is how my troubles began.
This is how it all goes. Alright. You...
I like that we're consistent on styles.
You're consistent on ugly.
Hey.
Ayo! Alright. The smell of earth and musty neglect wafts across your nostrils as you scuttle through the entrance and into the chamber. From here, you can see past the curtains of rich fabric and giant wooden crates into the rest of the room for the most part. Stacks of books and other luxury items are haphazardly crammed onto massive wooden shelves, preserved from the mold despite their clear abandonment. Immense piles of furniture, rich with intricate carvings and plush cushions, have been jammed up against the walls. Chests with glittering locks lie on the floor, coated with dust. A pile of casks, sacks, and barrels forms a looming barricade across the western end of the room, which blocks the rest of the chamber from the view. Now, what would you like to do?
I would like to parse through the books, wherever they are. They
Alright, they are on the far
That side
end
or that
over
side?
here. Both. They're all over the
Alright.
place. You can pick one.
Can we tell what this
Ooh.
substance on the floor is?
You can inspect it.
Beaver, were you done for a moment?
No, you can just tell me what you're
Yeah,
doing and
yeah,
I'll
I'm
go around it.
I want to.
Sneak look at casks.
His knees to check out this fluid.
Okay. What is
I-
Rin doing?
I am going to while we are looking through here, I want to
Now, you can do, obviously, something more generic, like if you want to just be on guard and things like that. You can do things like that as well.
while we're standing at the doorway, like before we split up, I'm gonna just hand everybody like a stack of papers. Like, now make sure to fill this out with whatever you take. This is for customs.
I
That's part of his
Seeing
character.
this-
His character is is actually a
Yeah, I'm a
kobold
lawyer.
lawyer.
seeing this giant skull right here surely must belong to some great powerful being. I want to see it all I can and make sure that it's not some thing that could be even more powerful than the dragon that gives me the power that I have.
Oh,
Surely it can't be.
all right. I will go with. We'll start with Quizrel. You are looking over the books. Is there anything in particular you're looking for with the books, or you're just trying to see how valuable that they are?
Valuable, yes, but not like monetarily. I'm basically looking for the book with the most big words that I don't understand.
Good.
Always good. Alright. You begin searching through the books, looking for the most impressive of the books. Perhaps the largest tome. Perhaps the one that has the least amount of pictures. It's hard to say. I will actually let you roll a legal lore check for this.
Oh dear.
Right.
Oh, we have biography.
Actually,
You do have a biography.
wonder if
Oh yeah.
I can. Is it over? Oh, yep, there it is. Legal.
Basically, Beaver's character is a lawyer. Cody's character was entranced by fairy tales.
What is Cody?
I am a coward that has found himself the hero.
Are you the fighter?
Yes,
What's Cody?
he is.
I'm a bard.
Yep, he's a bard who found a child's picture book of basically a knight like charming a
A boy.
dragon or a boy,
Yeah.
in clothes like charming a dragon or with like an ocarina or playing music.
And the funny thing is, when I tried to emulate playing the ocarina, somehow there actually is magic.
Interesting.
All right,
It's like Dragon Yo.
so one of the now that
Dragon Force.
we get to start off rolling a specific lore. Basically, if you anytime I ask for a specific lore stat, that means the DC is easier than a general lore stat. That's why it's so nice to have like a lot of specific lores, because the legal lore DC is 2 to 4 lower than like the just general DC. So it's always nice to be able to roll it. Now, looking through the books themselves, you begin sort of pull one off the shelf, not interesting.
Right.
Pull the second off the shelf, just not that interesting. Ooh, that is interesting. As you pull a large tome off the actual book off the shelf, it itself is not like a legalese book per se, but it is a very impressive ledger book. One that shows the finances of a family household that lived in this city almost 100 years ago.
Ooh, I wonder if there's a will back here.
I mean, that ain't nothing. But that's what you find.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, that's knowledge, and knowledge is power. Now,
And knowing is half the battle.
that's true. Isney, you go and you look at this very sort of, at this point, very thick sort of liquid that's on the ground. Whenever you reach down and sort of touch it, it's a little bit sticky, but not completely dry at the very least. You hold it up to your nose and sniff it. Give me a perception or a crafting check.
Perception is higher. And I'm sorry, I've only used this once. I'm clicking the dice. How do I actually make the roll happen?
Click the die and then hit roll.
And yeah. The private GM roll.
Or blind works too.
Oh, do I have to actually type out the modifier and all that?
No.
No.
See where it says
No.
perception?
When you open your character sheet, where it says perception, just click the dice.
Not
Okay.
initiative, but perception.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was looking. Okay.
Yeah.
You said
If you
five.
click on your token,
If
you
you-
also have the tabs.
Yeah. Yeah, perception is under attributes if you click on your token.
Oh, cool. Okay. And you said a private roll?
Yep. Alright.
Okay, I saw that. I don't know if I was supposed to be blind.
You can roll the eye next to it, the perception secret check secret. Like how it has the crossed out eye. I think that'll, well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't...
I think it was supposed to be a GM roll, not a private.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be blind, Jim. I
It-
think private means that only
You see
you
it.
and him can see it,
Yeah,
and blind means only the GM can see it.
Yeah.
I think I did get it on the second try.
But you run your hands over it and it's sticky. And you worry for a second, is this a huge amount of blood? Maybe it's a huge amount of dragon blood, but when you hold it up to your nose, it stinks like vinegar. As
Oh, no, it's
you
Ita's
realize, it's probably just wine that's come from one of these casks.
I will take out one of the mushrooms that I have in my sack that I'm testing, and I will give it a chew to get rid of the vinegar taste. And I will say, "This isn't blood." Can I ask, or can I have Precious do something?
Sure.
Can I have Precious, like, not crawl over, but, like, crawl, like, kind of like, like cats do, like, look over the boxes over there to see into the other...
Sure. Precious can start, attempting to scale that. What is, Samik was looking at the actual, like,
I was inspecting the cast.
casks.
Yes.
Hey, real quick, can I parse through that ledger that you gave me and see if the book is cooked at all?
Sure.
I'm checking. Yeah.
Ancient cooked books.
That'd be another
Yep.
legal lore check. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like it's pretty on the up and up, and just looking at it, it looks like this was a very mundane household. There was no, they didn't have any strange exotic dealings. Looks like this person was largely a merchant who traded in like general goods. You see there's quite a few like things about animal skins. He had he traded in taxidermied animals. He traded in maps and games. He was just a sort of general merchant. It all looks like it was a fairly middle class living that he maintained on the up and up.
Honest people. Good, honest, but
Good,
dead
honest people. But dead people, because this is a 100-year-old ledger. Now, you're looking at the casks. Is there anything in particular you're looking for with the casks? You suspect from the wine on the ground it's used to hold the wine.
No, I was just gonna take a look at them, bang on them a little bit,
Uh,
see if there's anything interesting about them.
okay, give me a perception.
Is this good enough? Is this interesting enough? Will this help?
You take your scaly hands, rap on the cask. However, it is a dull, deep thud as you realize this cask is well full of probably some ancient wine. Probably a wine served at a king's feast. A god's ascension.
I flipped the tap.
Wine begins to pour out, not thick and viscous, or not soured or vinegary, but actual wine pours onto the ground.
I bring drink!
Time to get crunk.
How good of drink?
I am convinced that drink will not be as good as this drink on the floor, and I will dip a mushroom into it and if on it.
He's making mushroom soup over there. All right, but
And
indeed, it's good.
I'm
it's
just gonna
good wine.
put my head underneath and take a sip.
All right,
I don't think you take a sip when you put your head under a tap that's flowing. There's no sipping happening.
Yeah, you're
I'll
basically
take a
doing
gulp
keg
then.
stands.
There you go.
all right.
Kobold keg stands.
Now, Rin, you are inspecting this skull up there. You see that it does indeed it's fairly sizable, and it does indeed have a pair of quite large horns. And now, you do have bardic lore, so you can basically can recall knowledge on every lore skill, basically.
Is that how that
On any
works?
topic. Yep. Whenever you take the bardic lore feat, you are trained in bardic lore, a special lore skill that can be used to recall knowledge, only to recall knowledge, but it can be used to recall on any specific topic.
Okay.
Uh,
Surely this looks like some fearsome creature. Maybe I could use it to emulate and inspire fear in those who would dare oppose me.
Indeed. Alright, looking at it, you're well versed in the nature of dragons. You're a kobold. A kobold lore probably could have worked, actually.
I also have warfare lore.
Yeah. How about you shove your head up my ass and warfare for air, son of a bitch? This is not a dragon skull. This is a very large cow skull. Exactly.
God.
It's a large cow skull.
It is a large bull skull, like an auroch.
Bull skull. Bulls are strong.
Fairly,
Bulls have horn.
indeed.
How big is this skull?
Big.
Please tell me you're gonna do what I would do.
I'm going to see if I can put it on my head.
Yes.
It is a big skull that fits very poorly on your head, but you are able to sort of fashion a strap to keep it in its place.
Truly, this will inspire fear. Truly, a hero would do something like this.
That's fair. No doubt it will, and more importantly, it still does kind of look like a dragon's head to the uneducated. If you were to wear that back to the Warren, You could probably trick more than one person into thinking that it's an actual dragon skull.
Rick, no need for tricks. A bull symbolizes strength, the strength of one who has a dragon to aid him, just like me.
Alright. And as you turn to the rest of your group, the actual freaking cow skull haphazardly sitting on your head, cocked slightly to one side, you hear a faint scraping, scraggling sound, as if there were small, hard, chitinous legs scraping across wood and cement, as from various parts of the room, beneath like tables and from between chairs, and like between barrels, 4 brightly glowing beetles crawl forth. And you can go ahead and roll initiative.
You said my animal companion is on my.
It is on your turn. You have to use your actions to give it actions.
I'm hitting the dice roll on my sheet for perception initiative, but it's not rolling. There's a little d20 with a +6 next to it. It's spinning when I highlight it, but it's not rolling.
I mean,
Make sure.
Yeah, it
you're
should be
clicking
right
the
underneath
one-
initiative.
Yeah,
What
when
was
you
that?
click it, it should bring up another window that says Initiative Perception.
No, it's not.
Is it hiding behind your window? Like, do you need to move the window that you're using?
I don't see it.
Let me show you mine. So
Yeah, no, initiative's not on my little sidebar either. I just had to get mine from the character sheet.
So check out my screen, Connor. So when I double click on my character, I have perception, I have initiative right here. And when I click on it, it pulls up another window and I can hit roll. Does it not do that for you?
If it is, it's not in a place that I'm seeing it. I'm gonna leave and come back.
Yep.
alright. Alright. With a 17. That's good stuff right there. The bugs, with their bright, glowing carapaces, crawl from various holes and from between, cracks and from underneath barrels and tables to attack you. As we begin with Rin.
Immediately, what I do, seeing that there are ferocious beasts here, you do not scare me. I have the power of dragons on my side. And in my one hand, I have my short sword, and the other, I have my ocarina. And I quickly blow into it. It probably makes a terrible, terrible sound. And I inspire courage for everyone in the area, for all my allies.
That's just good Cobalt music.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
Just right there. I don't know if that will automatically apply or not.
Ooh, it just did to me.
I think he's
I'm
a-
dragging it onto you. Yeah.
And it's me too.
damn.
Oh, huh.
Me and allies.
Still dope.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
So-
I.
And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to move with my second action up to this one right here. Actually, would that be flat-footed right here?
Nope. Nope.
Then I will stay here.
No.
Then I'll stay
Well,
here.
no, if you hang on, if you do move up there though, and if I were to move
Oh yeah, you're right. You're
right
right.
there on my
Yeah,
turn,
you're
yeah,
right.
then that would.
Okay, then right here, and then with my third action, I'm going to strike at it with my short sword, emulating the form that I've seen in the books before. As I, oh, I miss.
Well, you know what? The most important
so
thing
bright.
is...
He's
that
obviously
indeed.
not doing the forms right.
the problem... you know what the problem is? You fucking can't see through your damn... helmet.
No,
It's gone down
This-
over your eyes.
this skull symbolizes the strength That's my turn.
All right. Well, it's still a pretty good
Wait,
turn
did you put
because
the scroll on?
Huh?
Did you put the scroll on?
Hell yeah, I did. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
he's a badass now. But more importantly, you did give him the Inspire Courage, and that +1 actually counts
Means
for
a lot.
quite a bit.
Sure does, Jim.
All right. It goes from Rin to... Oh, it'd help if I actually had hit the encounter. All right, Isni.
Okay. So just to get this out of the way, I think you said I'm gonna get rid of one action to give Precious 2.
You do, but as soon as you use that action, it has to immediately take those 2 actions. They can't be broken up.
But then does it come back to me?
Yes,
After?
it would
Okay.
come
Yes.
it would come back to you immediately afterwards.
I would
Once it
assume
takes
you
its
could
actions.
technically use.
You can
all
use your
3 of
actions. You can
With
use your 2 actions, then use your 3rd action to do it, or you can use 1 action, then command it, then you do 1 action, or you can do it in any order. But as soon as you use command action, it has to take its actions, and it has to do both of them at the same time.
Got it. So I see that she's got 2 strikes listed. Does
Yes.
She also have like, is it assumed that one of the 2 actions can be just a movement?
Yes, one of them can just be a movement.
Okay, so I'm gonna give Precious 2 actions. I'm gonna have her move. Whoa! Don't. So. It's trying to move both of us.
Make sure you only
Yeah,
like,
make sure
click on the outside, like make like a little square, and then just click her.
Okay.
You probably had both highlighted.
I do that sometimes too. It's a pain sometimes to get it to, because it's not immediately obvious that you've got them both.
Okay. So one of her actions is to move,
Yep.
and then she's gonna do a claw strike.
Okay.
Now, does this count as one of my attacks
No.
for the diminishing returns? Okay, I didn't think it. Okay, all that looks good, and it's just a normal roll.
Yeah, just a normal roll. Hey, that big damage.
That's a crit, baby.
That's a crit.
So hit critical.
Yep. All right.
14 damage from the cat.
Cat
That
fucking hates beetles.
definitely rips
You
that
ever see-
beetle to shreds.
You ever seen a cat go after a beetle? It goes about as well.
That beetle is dead.
Better than disco.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna go back to me.
Your estranged furred animal did something useful.
What is Scamper?
Scamper is a special kobold skill. It lets you basically move, and you get a bonus to armor classes against opportunity attacks triggered by that movement, as well as a +5 foot bonus to your speed. So you can move 30 feet, and you get a +2 bonus to fucking armor class against attacks of opportunity, but you can't end your movement next to an enemy.
Okay, so it's a
You know
it's a
how like,
defensive remaneuvering, but you have
Ba-
to go away from
Basically.
it.
you know
Yeah.
how your dogs run on hardwood floors and they kind of stand in place for a bit before they zoom away? That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Cody speaking from experience.
I watch the dogs do it all the time. It's hilarious.
I was doing it with my cat earlier.
I have 2 actions left, so I will cast Ray of Frost.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm still learning the interface. Click cast.
Don't forget, you can press T to target
can
a
click
to target an
T
enemy.
to target an enemy, and then you can go up to, like, whenever you click on yourself, you can go up to your spells tab up top and hit Ray of Frost, or you can cast out your character sheet spell book.
Spells. Okay, Ray of Frost. And roll attack.
Yep.
Nice
19.
hit.
A
I love the
19.
effects.
A hit.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, that's so cool!
Ah!
I
Ah,
forgot
didn't
it did. I forgot it did that. That was so cool. Looked like a fucking special beam cannon. So cool.
All right, roll that sweet
Then
damage.
just click damage.
Yep. All right,
7.
7.
So I'll reach in my little knapsack and I'll shuffle through my mushrooms and I'll find one that's like really cold colored, like white and blue, and I'll crush it and I'll.
That's enough to kill that one as well.
Oh shit! You get an extra damage because of your because of inspired courage also. Shit.
Thanks for handling. Oh my god, I cannot believe I want to run this on a table. It sounds like a nightmare.
It can be, but I've been doing it for a little while now. It's end up having to look more stuff up, but that's okay. You blast
I almost
2
want
of
to
them.
build a TV table just so that I can have Foundry.
I wanted to do that for a while too.
Years.
Oh, I love one of those. Those things look so cool.
Connor, you still got one more action.
No,
No, the spell cast time is 2.
Oh,
Spells
that's
take,
right.
2 actions.
Yep.
All right. It goes to Samik.
Quick question: how big are these bugs compared to us?
About the same size. Probably a little bit smaller. They're small creatures.
Still, Sneak scared. Oh no, bug!
Oh,
Oh no, skeleton! Bug, out of way! I must get away from skeleton.
Nice. Spooky, scary dragon skeleton.
Ooh.
A critical hit.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's so cool.
All right. That. Oh, I didn't mean to fade it, but it does die.
Albert is a knife on a stick.
It is.
Knife on stick.
Not
really
only
good.
that, he also wields like a chef's jacket and a gingham table, like a red gingham tablecloth.
Good.
That one's dead.
Is he the technical challenge?
Yeah, you have to chop him up and eat him.
And that's all I can do.
All right.
Sneak, try hiding in corner.
Did you power attack it?
Nope.
It is going to go to the final remaining Flash Beetle, who is going to move down here towards Samik. It is going to use one action to Light Flash. Will Samik give me a Fortitude saving throw? Hold on, I can... Bam. Put it in the chat, so all you have to... Oh, wait.
Blind GM roll. Is this still supposed to be blind, or is this...
No. You can just roll it for me. Alright. You are fine as the light sort of brightly flares on its back as it tries to dazzle you, but does not work, so it will do the only remaining thing it can do. It will make one mandible attack against you.
Sneak
Not a
eyes
mandible.
good. Sneak just keeps his eyes...
Oh,
That's brutal.
I cower! I cringe!
For 10 points of damage.
Wait.
You can... Yep.
I cringe!
Cringe! Alright. So you reduce it by, what, 3?
So I take 7.
Yep.
How about actually...
hilarious!
That's what it's there
It took
for.
pity on you.
suppose I can...
That's a fucking great ability. I love this.
That's a reaction.
Yep. Alright. That was it.
Bugs!
That's it for the old freaking bug. So it goes to Quizrill.
Alright.
Fact.
Get ready to get fucked by the long dick of the law.
What a movie.
Excuse me, these papers say that I have not consented to your blinding lights.
Bum, bum,
Yeah,
bum,
this
bum,
is an
bum,
assault
bum.
charge at the minimum. And I charge by the full hour. So let's see. Do I have to draw my crossbow as an action, or is it just like a free?
It would be an interact action if you didn't have it out. You would have to...
Yeah, that's why
I will-
there's the draw.
Okay, I got you. I will. Oh, okay. So I guess he came with the crossbow already drawn or something. I don't know. Well, I'll
Yeah, if
say
you
it
have-
didn't have it out. I didn't have
if
it
you
out. I
have
was looking in
the-
the book anyway. So
If like I said, I would
Yeah.
assume if you just had whatever it was already out.
Like if you
Okay.
look at your strikes and it gives you the option to do the attacks, then it's already out. Otherwise, it'll tell you to draw it.
So you already had the crossbow in hand,
okay.
according to
Like
the
I've also
character
got a
sheet.
knife,
All right.
but right now I've got my knife on stick. So if I wanted to use the
Yeah.
knife, I'd have to draw it first.
All right. So I'm gonna. No target. Target. There we go. Missed.
A miss by 2.
Damn it. Ah. Do you have to reload as an action too?
Can't remember if you
These-
do for a crossbow. I
Maybe
think it's
that's
I think it's
heavy
only for
crossbow.
guns.
Okay. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not even gonna do that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my last action to move and flank, and that will be my turn.
All right. It goes to the top of the round. It goes to Rin.
Oh, man. Well, the inspired courage is gonna fade from everyone.
Oh.
This guy. I'm going to take 2 actions to stride next to this beetle. And then I'm going to attempt a strike. You hurt kobold. Taste steel. Oh, that's just inventory. Whoops. Is he flat-footed? Is he surrounded?
Technically no, because surrounded isn't a thing in Pathfinder 2. It's just flanking.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just a matter of do you have.
So it would
shield
be
inside?
Quizrule and Samik would be flanking, but you wouldn't technically.
Goddamn.
just to let you know, the crossbow does have reload 1.
Okay, so it would be a reload 1.
Is there
Ain't
a
hit for shit.
is there a way to see the list of available basic actions?
What I did was I made my character in Path Builder, and then I looked at the actions on there.
Oh, okay.
But I don't
That's-
think this beetle's gonna last for very long.
Well, that's my turn. I missed with my sword.
All right. It will
Why is it not working?
go to Isni.
Okay, sorry.
Make sure you right click and get rid of your inspire courage.
How do I?
It'll automatic.
you should see
It doesn't automatically remove itself, but if you click on it, it'll actually see it's expired in the corner. So,
Yeah.
it's
Oh.
Just right click it.
but yeah, you can remove it by right clicking like that.
Okay.
Just like World of Warcraft.
Where do you right click it?
Just
The-
the
oh,
icon
up in the top.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I think I see 2 more beetles.
Yeah, I was trying to click on the one that was on my token.
Alright, just delete that one.
Where do I see 35? Negative. I am going to.
Does moving a pet or I guess a companion take actions from you, or is it on its own action?
It takes actions from
Oh.
you because you have to give it actions, and
Okay.
the actions you give it can be used to move.
Alright,
Gotcha.
I'm going to. Can I attack in a diagonal? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna join the pile. I'm gonna hit him with the sharpened trowel.
He got a trowel. It very sharp.
Any circumstances at all?
Nope.
I got it.
An 8 does not manage to hit.
All so that would be. Okay, I will use my final action to cast guidance.
Okay.
Or not. Oh, do I have to target somebody? I will target. Who's next in the initiative order? Oh, there we go. It just took a while.
I just put it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
So basically, if you click when you go to your spells, if you click the chat bubble, it'll bring it up, and then you can where it says spell effect guidance, you can actually drag that onto someone.
Okay. Cool.
Yo, I just did it.
Okay. Cool. I'll go with that. I'll do it. Where Lou put it.
Okay.
Because yeah, I'm the next in
Guidance.
the order.
Okay. Here, wait. Cancel that just so I can make sure I can do that correctly, Lou. Can you? Yeah. So you said make it so it says the chat bubble, and then I just click a token.
So you see how it says spell effect guidance in the chat?
I see his that he posted.
Yeah, but
Well, yeah.
yeah, but you see, if you go to where it says spell effect guidance, you can
Says spell
drag
effect
that
guidance?
onto a person.
So yeah, you have guidance in the chat window, right?
Yes.
All right,
Do you
just
see it say spell effect guidance
With
after all the
little
text?
suitcase? Yeah.
drag
Yes.
spell
So
effect
click
guidance onto a
and drag
token.
that onto me.
Oh.
User druid lacks permission to create item.
Huh.
I don't know.
Strange. I was able to.
Okay.
Can you hit T to target someone, and then go to your spells and click guidance, like from your spell bar?
There we go. I think I got it to work there. Unless that's.
Oh, sorry. That time it was me. Why don't you try one more time?
Alright. Yeah, I'm clicking cast. It's not doing anything.
Well, no. You don't click anything. You just drag where it says spell effect guidance onto me.
Yeah, no, it's giving me I lack permission.
Huh.
Is it?
Is it be-
It wouldn't be stupid and be like because I'm using.
I think it's because we're different characters. So I think you can do it to yourself, not me. Because I can't do it to you.
But can you just target someone with T, and then go to your spells on your spell hotbar, and then cast guidance?
Hold on. I'm relogging.
Oh, okay, so target me.
If I target you and go to
The hotbar, not the character sheet you said.
because
Try that.
I don't know. I can just drag it onto him. It fucking doesn't matter because we're taking up too much time right now.
Yeah, I can just do that. So I think you can add effects to your own character. You can't add them to other people's character. That's what I meant by you lack permissions, because I got the same thing when I tried putting it onto Connor.
I don't even see my spells anymore. What? I just have common skills, saves, attributes, and utility. I don't even have the character anymore.
All right.
Yeah, no, all my hotbars went away. What
Well,
the fuck?
Samik is guided.
Okay, well, there you go. That's my final action.
It goes to Samik.
Eek, Samik. Samik hit. Samikness.
I tried.
Damn.
Samik, try again. So actually, this should be expired then, because it was just on one
It's just one. Yep.
to one attack roll. I don't know why it comes up for the. Oh, that's the. Oh, 1 second. Okay, I see. So once I use it. Oh, I
You're-
can't
you're
get it
immune
again.
you're immune for an
another-
hour.
Okay. Okay. Try one more time.
This beetle doesn't want to go down.
Samik. Jeez.
The beetle that
Samik
refuses
number one.
to fucking go down. All right, well, if that's it for Samik, it's gonna go to the flash beetle.
You came to the wrong neighborhood.
Came to the
motherfucker.
wrong neighborhood. All right, Samik is gonna have an opportunity to redeem its
Ah,
Samik self, because this beetle is going to try to scamper away. Gonna try to take off
Unique
running.
attack of opportunity!
Yep.
Oh, I guess I just do the attack
Yep.
normally then.
Yep, it's you do your strike. Alright. Well, it's gonna crawl into whatever hole it came from.
Wouldn't you get the guidance bonus for that?
No,
No.
it's only for one attack roll, and he already used it, and then he's immune for
It's
an hour.
one roll, and then I'm immune to it for an hour.
So you can't just spam guidance over and over. Well, it does manage to escape, but that's as good as beating it, honestly, as it disappears away, leaving the room quiet once again.
Now, Skelly Man! Samik's gonna raise up his knife on stick.
That would be worth, like, I don't know, hold on. It's
400 experience points.
That would be worth 80 experience points, but since, you know, you're never playing these characters again, it really doesn't matter.
Give me my XP.
But you can still add in the 80 experience.
I
And
look at
there are 3
Samik's-
beautiful flash beetles still on the ground if you want to try to harvest from them for their beautiful, iridescent, glowing carapaces. You can.
But Skeleton Man, I want to smack him with...
you hit me, get bleeding fix as I hold up my healer's tools.
Skeleton talks!
So yes or no? You want fix or you want to bleed?
You want fix or you want the sticks?
Skeleton, one of us?
I lift up the skull.
Rin!
Yeah. Hold still. I'm gonna try to perform a medicine check on him to heal his wounds.
I can cast heal.
I mean, that is a spell. I have a healer's kit.
So I know I'm immune to guidance. Is this actually the guidance spell effect still swirling around me, though?
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
get rid of the thing.
Well, no, because this isn't guidance. This is guidance immunity that I have on me now.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna
But I think it's still doing the effect.
Yep.
try and do like an actual reset.
Oh wait, you know what? You know what'll do it? I need to go to the effect sequencer, I think.
Oh.
Play effects. There's I forget where the stupid sequencer in sequences end all effects.
Ah,
Well,
okay.
I'm
There you
going to attempt to.
Oh hey, now I can see my hotbar.
I'm gonna try to treat his wounds. Okay.
Okay, give the old treat wounds.
I don't see that. Would that just be a medicine roll?
It is a medicine roll. You can if you hit Control Spacebar, I think it'll bring up your search bar, and then there are macros for treat wounds if you wanted to
Oh
drag
my
one to treat wounds
fucking
down.
god!
Otherwise, you can just do a medicine check though.
Yeah, no. I tried casting it from the hotkey with him, or from the hotbar with him targeted.
You'll just have to tell me, and I can drag it onto him.
Why won't it work? Is it gonna be something like my fucking Foundry's out of date or some shit?
Foundry is very out of date right now because they haven't updated everything to meet the newest, like, iteration of Foundry.
Nice.
Well, it's actually not doing that. It just says to do a medicine roll, which is what I'm gonna do. It says it's a DC 15, so let's attempt it. That's a 22.
22, so a success.
So he restores 2d8 hit points. Do I roll that or does he roll that?
You can roll it.
You restore 8 hit points.
Woo!
Your bleeding has stopped.
Samik, feel good. Thank you.
I put the skull back on.
Eek, skeleton!
Alright, so I just used a treat
Wait,
wounds
me.
macro.
Okay.
Whenever you hit Control Space and you type in treat wounds,
Uh-huh.
and it brings up. It
Very
probably brings up
frequent
quite a
action.
few. It probably
Yeah.
brings up quite a few macros.
Oh, I see it. I didn't click it beforehand.
I think
yep,
I think
okay.
it yeah. I think it'll be
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
But
see
you
it
can
now.
actually drag it to your hotbar, so it's there.
Sweet. It even tells you how much you failed it by. Awesome.
Yep,
And
then
that
it,
would have been a critical success right there.
Yep,
Very
so it would
cool.
have healed for 22. Yep.
Very cool.
In fact, Connor, if you do that and hit control space, you can bring up like some things as well. If you needed to have something to drag on yourself, like a spell effect, or you can put it on your hotbar.
Interesting. Okay.
Simic need more juice.
All right.
He's gonna go back to the cask and lap up a little bit.
There we go. All right. The final
That's what
beetle
he's-
dies, or the final beetle escapes. The other three have died. And you're left staring at a wall of basically bookshelves and crates and various other old storage pieces covered in broken crockery, broken glass. There are crates that have been popped open, and you can see the remnants of what was probably an incredible ancient feast, held no doubt for a king's honor, just like the wine. The food even smells a bit appetizing to you, at least compared to a lot of the slop that you get within the warren. However, it's a precarious looking pile of boxes.
Delicious food? Samik is just going to charge right at it.
All right.
Just remember, you don't get workman's comp.
You can see through faint openings there is room behind it. However, to get to it, you're going to have to make your way over this massive, awful wall of dangerously piled miscellaneous goods in front of you.
The worst kind of goods.
You can attempt to basically disable it, essentially, whether that be excavate a path or maybe brace up, maybe like brace portions of it because it is quite unstable, or you can merely try to climb or clamber over it.
You clamber, right?
But if you like successfully manage to brace it well enough, then everybody just can pass through it. Otherwise, everyone's making an attempt to get over it.
How high is the bookcase here, and can I see if it's against a wall?
You can see that it is nearly basically to the ceiling. There's a roughly 4-inch gap between the ceiling, and it goes straight to the wall.
Okay.
And it is,
No,
whenever you press up against it, it is sturdy and heavy.
Okay. My question was, is the rear of the bookcase against the wall?
Yes,
Okay.
it's considered a whole wall.
Got it. Maybe I could see if the cat could go across it first to like test it. Being a cat.
It could potentially try to.
Thoughts?
Samik hero, not be outdone by cat.
All right. I'm gonna give my cat a mushroom and let Samik be a hero.
Are you trying to clamber over it, or are you trying to brace
Oh.
it?
I will absolutely try to clamber over it.
Alright, give me an athletics check.
I'm gonna move back behind him and catch him if he falls.
Alright. You awkwardly begin mounting the precarious pile, and it wobbles dangerously as a portion of the wall collapses on you. Give me a reflex save.
Oh, I suppose I should have. Whoops, sorry, that wasn't blind.
All right.
That one is.
let's see. DC 18. Alright. You take 2 points bludgeoning damage as portions of the wall collapse on you.
Stupid wall! I'm gonna kick the bottom box.
Alright, I need you to make a reflex save. Alright, that is a success, so you only take half damage. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as another large box tumbles down upon you.
Scary wall.
It's rough.
I'm gonna
You can
I'm gonna double back to him and I'm gonna try and like bandage his head a little bit.
has he already been? He's already had treat wounds. He can't be treat wounds
Oh, he
again
has.
for
Okay.
an hour.
Damn. Never mind. You're on your own.
Does that mean specifically the action treat wounds, or could I still heal?
You can still heal him. It's the action treat wound. And specifically treat wounds. If you use battlefield medicine, that triggers a separate cooldown.
Isn't there a way to actually like?
Okay, I actually could do that.
There is a way to.
But you don't
put
have
it
to
on.
be.
Hold on.
You don't have to be in battle. That seems like a silly question, but you don't have to be in battle. To
I'd
use
probably
battle
be
medicine,
like, it's fine.
Eh.
Samik not too bright.
You're currently affect treat wounds immunity. Go ahead.
Ah, there we go.
Don,
Okay.
yeah.
That's what I was actually going to be looking for. Okay.
This wall is confounding. But you know what that means? That means the treasure behind it must be that much more impressive, that they put such an impressive barricade. Now, yep.
I want to see if I can this wall right here, the ones on the very top, like the stuff, I want to see if I can move it away with my mage hand.
Okay.
I'll tell the ones right here, the people here, is like, step back a bit.
Get the hell back.
Let one with the power move this right here. As I call
Dragon
upon the dragon
power.
sleeping below. And I pull out my ocarina, I do a couple toot toots, and a spectral hand appears.
All right.
I'm going to have it direct and start pulling away
All right. It is.
boxes from the top, like a shitty game of Jenga.
Yep. It pulls boxes down, and they tumble to the ground with loud crashes, sending their various contents splaying across the wooden floor. Some of it like even bouncing over like into the disgusting viscous wine. There's lots of shattering, and dust flies in the air as you pull boxes away. Eventually, however, you do see, well, you obviously don't dismantle the entire wall. There is a pretty sizable gap towards the top that you could scramble over a lot more easily than previously. Especially because it looks like you got most of the more precarious boxes away.
I like to imagine the entire time, like every few seconds, I'm just toot 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 to keep the hand around.
All right. Now, if you try it again, athletics check again, it will be easier. Or you can do, like I said, you can try to shore it up with a crafting check or a thievery check to make it more stable and find paths through. Or you can make a slightly harder athletics check to hold it in place while everybody else goes over it. That's just some of the examples of what you can do in Pathfinder.
Where Samik actually shines. Manual labor.
It's not a
Samik will gingerly walk up. I hold?
All right.
Hold some meat.
Give me a athletics check. All right.
I hold.
You hold as you push your arms up against it, flexing. As you see, it's held stable enough that everybody else is able to crawl over without any suffering any ill problems.
I hold.
Go across first, going forward with my sword pointed out like this as I crawl over.
Go ahead.
I collide with wall.
When he gets over, I'll find goodies.
Oh.
I'm gonna get up. But as I get to the top of the boxes, I'm gonna try and find like a, I guess a sturdy top box to stand on.
Okay. Yeah, there's like I said,
Okay.
there's a couple of sturdy boxes you can stand on. At this point, like I said, it's been the worst of it's been knocked down, dismantled.
Worst of it fell on my head.
That's true. Everybody else is able to clamber across without any incident.
Just remember, you got to report that.
All right.
And I hand him a form.
I like to think that these aren't real forms; they're just pages ripped out of the book that you read.
Oh no, they're not real at all. They're like napkins.
Good.
All right. Connor, feel free to move yourself over the barricade. Yep. And Samik, I'll let you go ahead and crawl over as well.
Yay.
Yay, Samik.
Now,
All the napkins have Dragon Law and Associates written on them.
moving
In highlighter.
inside, you actually
One side.
into the area. You can see this is a much emptier area. It's a relatively plain hallway that's clear of junk, allowing further reaches, further entrance into the back reaches of this tomb. There are two rooms that lie to the west. Their doors slightly wedged open with swells of fungus and huge clusters of mushrooms. As you enter, Rin, you hear a quiet laughter in your ear that says, "I liked your music. It was wonderful." And I want you to give me a will save.
Oh boy. Private or public?
It can be public. That's fine.
16.
All right. It sends a shiver down your spine as this voice, almost playful, childlike, a girl's voice, whispers in your ear. It deals 5 points of damage to you.
Oh.
It is mental damage. But there's a shiver that runs down your spine as you look around to try to find the source of this voice. And
What was that?
okay,
Did you hear
okay?
that? That voice.
I hear your voice.
No. Small voice, childlike voice. Smooth skin sounding.
Child?
Pink skin
Do
sounding.
I see small child from on top of my boxes?
you can roll a perception check.
Yeah. Quick question: did that visibly hurt Rin in any way?
It was mental damage, so visibly, not he didn't get any cuts or scrapes or anything.
Okay.
But he definitely spun around, looking around wildly.
Okay.
You don't see anything. Just the room.
I see no smooth skins. Where is small child?
Is that a slur?
Yes. Write that down. Write down that I said the slur.
Yeah, that's an HR problem, and I hand out a napkin to him.
I kind of
Fill
look
that
at
out.
the.
If you
I look at the ocarina in my hand. Dragon speaking to me?
if you want to, you can roll an occult check, Rin, since you're pretty good at that stuff.
Hey, let's give it a shot. Just straight occultism.
Yep, or a religion if you would prefer, but I think you're probably better at gold.
Yeah, occultism is better. That's a 17.
Alright. That would have been a secret roll, technically, but
Now, you want me
it's
to
fine.
reroll it?
No. You, from many of the picture books you read and looked at, know that oftentimes spirits can haunt and dwell in tombs and places of death. So it's not that surprising that it's here. But oftentimes, these spirits can be mischievous and seem malicious, but oftentimes they are merely sad. They've forgotten something in their life. Their life ended prematurely oftentimes, or they had unfinished business and it causes them to linger. But there's something that binds them still to this world.
I see.
And they did say it was
I start flipping through the ledger.
and it is an incredible tomb of an ancient hero.
I relay this information to the group. I was just touched by a spirit that dwells here. Be careful what you touch. Or be aware, then.
I start looking through the ledger for any unfinished business.
Reed grabs into this.
Literal unfinished business.
Samik grabs into this barrel of pickles and hands it over to Rin. Show me where it touched you.
Shove the pickle right up that ass.
Pickle no half head eats it.
We can see everything that's lit. We can see. There's no like.
All kobolds have dark vision, so
Oh, okay.
the lighting doesn't really matter.
I want to do it.
That's why I didn't put on any darkness. That actually, if you want to go look at it, you can. There is a very prominent, interesting thing. Yep.
I'm gonna go up to that. Chewing on another
That
mushroom.
is interesting.
I did actually want to go up to the map, but I wanted to tear a piece off of it.
No touch. Not yet.
I'm gonna move towards that door down there.
Okay. Actually, there's doors actually here
Actually, I'm gonna
and here.
Is
There's a
this
door there?
grass or like
It
acid?
looks like fungus.
Fungus among us.
Like, in fact, as you get closer, you can smell like the sort of damp, musky, loamy smell, and the air feels slightly damp and cool, actually, as you get closer to the fungus.
Do I hear him declare the word fungus?
Possibly,
There
yeah.
is a fungus among us.
If he says that, then I'm going to walk away from this shit, and I'm gonna go over there.
All right.
I will start trying to dig some up with my trowel.
All right. We will start with Rin. There is a like table and various like rolled up pieces of parchment, like sheets of like scrolls, essentially. On this table, there's a couple of broken chair pieces, cobwebs, dust everywhere. Doesn't look like it's been touched for a while.
Yeah.
Looks. What would you like to look at in particular?
Just, it looks like maybe that it's a map right there. I wanted to just look through them, see if there's anything that looks familiar, like landscape-wise to the picture book that I have with me. And then if not, then pick up all the scrolls and roll them up and put them in my backpack. Something interesting for sure.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a. This would probably be a bardic lore.
Oh my god.
Bardic lore is a super good one, so that's why it's real popular.
Oh my gosh. Secret. There you go.
All right. Looking it over, you can see this is a map of the Inner Sea region, the area located around Absalom. You can see, however, just looking at some of the names on it, this is an old map.
What was it again?
It's a map that depicts like the area around Absalom. Pretty finely made map, but looking at the names on the map, some of these places, the names have changed. Some of them are now defunct. So it's a map that's maybe 100 years old.
History. Ancient history. Just like the book I have. Good. Good treasure. Good treasure here. Write this down.
I pull out a
Are
napkin.
you're not Isney, you're Quizrel. Quizrel, write this down. Many map scroll.
Oh yes. Start writing down on napkins.
I'm just gonna and throw them on my book bag. My backpack.
It is indeed a very nice map, and valuable in the right hands. Probably worth several gold pieces for the right buyer. And who knows, there could be all sorts of hidden, like, secrets on it. It could lead to treasure.
Okay.
Treasure?
Treasure. Now, as for you, Samik, I assume you moved over here to look at Circus
Yes.
Gate. It is indeed what appears to be some sort of bright entrance way, like it would have been something that's over like a gate to allow entrance into what, a carnival or a circus. It stands up as high as the ceiling. The paint on it has chipped, revealing what appears to be wood and metal underneath, but it is still vibrant and beautiful and exciting to your kobold senses. And it, compared to a lot of the other things around here, it doesn't stink of like musk or rot or mildew. It still smells like old aged wood.
Shiny, can I try pulling it? I want to see if I can drag it around with me.
It isn't a very heavy sign. You can make an athletics check. It falls on you, you die.
Good. Good gameplay.
You budget, strain and pull, and you manage to slide to the side maybe 6 inches before you're breathing quite a bit heavily. It's a big, heavy post made of stout, sturdy, solid timbers.
Stupid sign. Kick the bottom of it and then walk away.
All right. So, Quizrill. Whenever you or what are you doing?
Well, I was just checking the door. One,
Whenever
to see
you
if it's
go
trapped,
against
two,
it,
to see if it's like locked or anything.
there is an ancient padlock on it, but it looks like it's largely been rusted. Approaching the door, you can actually feel cold air coming from it. Like from underneath it.
Can I peer under the door?
Alright, you lean down close to where the fungi rises up to meet the door, trying to see behind it. I'm gonna say about this time, Isney, there is a voice that comes from the fungus patch, and it speaks in Druidic.
Oh,
I assume you speak Druidic?
Mm-hmm.
Do I speak Goblin?
I do, I think.
You hear
that
it
was,
say, yes.
Yeah, Druid.
Luckily, that's the Isney is the only character that can speak with the fungus leshy. Why the fuck are you fucking around with my home and my fungus?
oh,
Without breaking eye contact, kind of badly try to refill in the hole I dug with the fungus from the trowel. Just kind of like, all done. Yeah, pat it down. I'm assuming I've seen a Leshy before.
Yeah, you know of them.
Okay. I'm sorry for disturbing your fungus.
Seeing it pop out, can I run and try to jump into one of these barrels?
Sure.
Lou, you need to play more Chaos Gremlins.
You can
just so
play
you know.
let's see. Go ahead and give me a stealth.
Stealth?
Yep. I would say, and you do have a +2, but I can add that on. All right.
Okay.
You duck for cover behind one of the boxes, nervously sort of peeking over it as this fungus leshy sort of rises up from the fungus. The mushrooms almost coalescing together into a form that is mostly humanoid, as you suspect that the fungus leshy itself is actually this whole fungal patch that runs through the rooms. But it does speak in Druidic, and he says, alright, I ain't seen a face like... Now that I think about it, I don't think I've just ever seen anything like you here. The fuck are you?
I'm a kobold. We're looking for something interesting. Are you interesting?
He sort of pauses for a moment, and he says, well, I don't suppose I can answer that myself. It seems a bit presumptuous to call yourself interesting.
That's an existential question.
Oh God, am I interesting? Does she like me?
It's like whenever you say that my mom called me interesting. That's probably not necessarily true.
Am I the millions of spores in the mushrooms, or are
So
they
the-
all me?
Sort of pauses for a second.
He screams for he does not know.
Can't tell you the truth, I ain't seen much of the world, so I couldn't call myself particularly well-traveled. In fact, I, grew up right here, in that fucking cooler.
In a cooler?
Oh, yes. A
Ooh.
bit of bad
Like
growth
Sorry,
on
like a little igloo cooler?
this freezer right here. He's,
Where's
it says,
Frieza?
Oh, I can't see into the room.
it's currently locked, but
Well, yeah, the door's shut.
it
Okay.
says,
Colin's over here like this freezer over here in this room.
but yeah,
behind
it's
this
a,
locked
it's
door.
a,
Bro, trust me, bro, it's real, bro.
but he tells you it's a cooler, it's a freezer. And he says, I grew up from a pan of old leftovers left in there for too long.
I was born in the usual fashion, so I think that's pretty interesting.
The usual fashion.
Well, I guess I've only got 2 points of information to determine what's usual and unusual about births.
That's fair.
That is besides the point. What brings you down to my cooler and my home?
I told you, we're here to find something interesting.
Well, he goes and he's almost like the door opens. As he opens the door himself, as a piece of the like fungal patch rises up and pulls off the lock and opens the door. He walks in, or his humanoid form walks in. He says, "Well, this is where I was born. It is cold in there."
Oh, whoops.
Unusually cold, significantly colder than the outside. Not freezing, but definitely unusually and unnaturally cold.
I will follow him in, because I have cold resistance.
I am just on the ground, perturbed by the mushroom that just walked over me.
Excuse me, sir. No.
Man.
I just
It's
push
ma'am.
I just push Quiz out.
Excuse
of
me,
the way,
ma'am.
Or maybe like knock his papers out of his hand.
This is my home.
Oh yeah, Quiz is a girl. Okay.
And he walks over to there's like a old rusty pan, and this is where I was born. And you can see like faint remnants of food in it. Ancient. Covered in fungus.
Covered in Among Us.
Well-
How does that suit you for interesting?
Get it.
I mean, you can.
No. Well,
And this whole time, I say, Isni's the only one that can understand him.
Oh, right. He's nice, I think. He was born in that pot. That's how they do it, apparently. He's not sure if he's interesting, so I don't know if he counts.
Does he have shinies?
Does he have any siblings or friends or family?
I think we're standing
Elemental
up.
mushrooms.
I suppose I do now. Like, ooh, I got some bad news.
Well, I'm sorry for digging a hole in you.
If you
Ask him if he can point us to something like shiny or useful in exchange for, and I pull out a little jar of honey.
My friend will give you a jar of honey if you can point us to something shiny or otherwise unusual. I realize that I'm like absent-mindedly grabbing mushrooms and chewing on them and tasting them because I have a whole different variety in my sack, and I realize that that could be rude, so I stop doing that and then kind of hold it behind my back. But like, I really want to dig through it and eat more, but I'm trying not to.
he
It's lushy racist.
looks at you, and he says, he looks at the honey, and fair enough. He moves over to a patch of mushrooms and he picks several of them, and then he moves over to another patch and I pick several more, and he holds them up in one hand. He holds the first patch he picked up in his right hand and hands them to you and says, "These are very tasty chanterelle mushrooms. A finer meal you will not have, well, outside of the finest halls of Absalom. These other they are belladonna."
I will take both.
Well,
into
they're
my
not
sack.
belladonna, but it's the same effect. But they're poisonous.
I will take both into my sack, and then I will say to the others in Kobold or Common, it's like, nope, he doesn't have anything interesting.
Well, a trade's a trade, so I'll just I'll hand the jar of honey over to him.
I
Or to
will
Leshy.
hand over a belladonna mushroom to Quiz, and I will say, whatever you do, don't eat this.
Girl life.
It can be used to make doses of poison.
Yeah.
The other ones can be
Lawyers need
used to
poison.
make good quality meals. So you probably don't want to get them mixed up.
They are already mixed up in my bag.
Well, that's gonna be fun. Start munching them. But he gives you those things for the trade, and he nods his head. "Fair trade, well made."
Can we go into the other room?
He says, "I suppose so. I have not seen too much of the room, I'm afraid. My sight doesn't extend particularly far into that area."
Oh, because your patch grows right under the door. You haven't visited it.
I've only been to the outskirts of that room.
Open it. Huh.
Alright.
Oh.
Inside appears to be some sort of grisly,
Actually looks like a crime scene.
some sort of grisly, cluttered workshop.
Ah!
Ah!
Nah.
Alright, what's everyone doing?
Well, I'm hearing all this commotion down here. I want to come check it out.
He's gonna come watch.
Do I see that everyone's still alive?
It does appear to be everyone is alive.
I will gingerly head over here.
I'll ask this strange mushroom thingy, even though I did not hear it speaking languages that I understood. I'm still asking, is there a ghost here? Spirit?
He leans in close. He says, "Do you believe in ghost stories?"
Are you afraid of the dark?
You're in one.
Well, you're in one. But no, he just cocks his head and he speaks in. He does begin cycling through languages. The couple that he
Shit,
does
he's
know.
Benny.
He says something in Druidic, and then he says something in another.
Well, I know Gnomish and Undercommon also, so.
But not any as
I'm thinking about it.
if anybody speaks Sylvan, he did cycle through that, but other than that, nope. This one doesn't speak common.
I know. Aklo, Draconic, Undercommon. None of those?
Nope. He also speaks speak with plants, but fungi only.
He does seem like a fun guy.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. All right, you enter what?
Wait a minute, hang on. Speak with plants and Pathfinder has dialects?
Kinda.
That's actually kind of fucking cool.
You can speak with these nuts. But yeah, the work
That's legged.
you enter into a grisly, awful workshop. As you can see, there appears to be at the far end of the room some sort of terrible autopsy table that has a humanoid splayed on it, completely ripped open, and worse than that, before they ripped open the humanoid, they turned their inside to stuffing or some sort of cotton batting.
How cruel! What purpose serve?
You can roll a medicine check.
You know what? I would. I would.
I mean, I know medicine.
I believe I know medicine as well. I do.
Right.
You won't believe what we found, Connor. Someone took apart this poor humanoid and filled him with cotton.
Hang on, where the fuck?
Outright terrible.
That sounds
There we go.
suspicious, and I will turn and look accusingly at the leshy.
Since you're here now, I asked him about the ghost, but he doesn't understand me. Can you ask him?
I can. Okay. What am I asking?
A ghost.
All right. So,
I will loudly declare a ghost. At the leshy.
Samik, looking at this, you pause for a moment and you think that you've heard of this before, or something like this. This is called a toy or a doll. An artificial humanoid that's not filled with blood and guts, but filled with stuffing. It's often a child's plaything. But Quizrel, as he says this, you know that this is some terribly cursed person that had their insides transformed from normal, soft, squishy blood insides to whatever this is. You're as sure of it as he is that it's not a person, it's a doll. You think he's
But it used to be a person
crazy.
and is being made into a doll.
Potentially.
This just doll.
I'm getting some really bad vibes. Really bad vibes.
It's just toy. And I'm going to grab it and pick it up.
All right.
I wouldn't.
It's like it flops around. It's so as far as you can tell, a doll. That's it. To you, it is. Like I said, to Quiznell, to you, he's waving around the body.
Is there a way I can actually read what my spells do before I
Yeah,
cast
click
them?
on him.
Yeah, you can click on it. If you open up your spell sheet, you go to your
That's what I was trying to
spell
do.
casting tab. I can click on guidance and see what it does. Read aura.
It doesn't give you the paragraph.
Stabilize. Tanglefoot.
It lets me highlight them, but it doesn't actually do it.
Well, actually, I don't have spells,
just-
but it lets me do it for actions.
Is it just like, is it the pop out thing that's broken? Is that all it is?
I mean, pop out hasn't been updated for a while, so
Okay.
you
Okay,
you need to do it all in Foundry.
Okay, I can now read. Can I walk up to the doll and cast Read Aura on it?
Sure.
I can focus on a target object. Uses
Gonna cast
SMD
vibes.
components. And yeah, I'm casting vibes. Opening my
It's
mind.
giving.
Magical auras. When the casting is complete, I know whether that item is magical, and if it is, I learn what's magical. It's like a cantrip detector.
You focus on it and entreat whatever draconic magic isn't within you to tell it what happened is what's going on with the stall, and you see that there is no magic on it at all.
It's pretty boring.
Pretty mundane as far as you can tell.
Is this the rest of the cotton it has right here?
Is that the what?
Is this also the cotton, like on the table?
Yeah,
right
that's
here?
cotton batting.
I start filling it up with more of the cotton.
Alright. You are able to
Smeek,
Gotta make sure it's a full
maybe-
doll.
bump in its chest.
Smeek, maybe put that down. Maybe put that down. Maybe.
It's just toy! And Samik will hold it out to him.
I'm gonna take a step back. That's a body.
It's not magical.
It toy.
It's a dead guy.
And I'm going to just like cradle it in my arm.
We're all dead guys eventually.
That's true. That's existential for a kobold.
Samik
He's a
has
bit
the toy
closer to
cradling
the
in
dead
one
guy
arm
than
and
we
his
are.
halberd in the other.
I still want to walk up to the Leshy and go ghost in German.
He just sort of scratches the cap of his head.
I'm gonna go through these notes on the table here to figure out like just what the hell is happening here.
Okay. We'll do you talking to him about the ghost.
Okay.
As he just kind of scratches his cap head like Toad, like he said, "What do you mean?"
My friend saw a ghost. He tried to tell you, but he doesn't speak your language.
He says, well, I mean, what's a ghost look like?
That's a good. What does a ghost look like? Ghost man, Cody.
I don't know.
Like, how would I know about a ghost?
There's no ghost in book I read.
Hey, that's profiling now. You can't do that.
Did we? Where was the ghost seen?
We didn't see a ghost.
Oh,
Yeah,
Heard
she
a
gave him a
ghost.
very mild stroke.
I'm confused.
They heard a
Well,
ghost. They didn't see it.
You weren't here.
Oh, they heard a ghost. Okay.
No, just Cody though.
Just
Just
Cody.
Cody heard it,
It's
and he took
me.
mental
It's me.
damage for it.
Oh, what about this door down here to the south, Mr. Leshy?
He sort of shrugs, says, "I don't know. Never been there.
Can you walk off of your patch?
Not very far."
Oh man. Do you want to stay in this building?
I like where I live. It's cool. It's damp. It's got old, rotted food for me to eat.
Well, I was gonna say I could take a patch of your growth up to where we are, and you could maybe see somewhere new. That could be interesting.
He's roll a diplomacy.
Okay, hold on. So go ahead. Character. Go to proficiencies. Diplomacy. Blind GM.
You know, I don't know if it would be like me that goes with you, or like a sprout of me. But I guess that's kind of be like, you know, like having a kid, right? It might be neat.
Not quite the usual fashion.
I mean, it's me, but it's not me.
I will hand the Leshy my trowel. I will let him choose the patch that he wants me to take.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it myself.
Nods his head and he takes it and he walks over to Isaac. He walks back into it, towards the back. He picks one from like the back end, essentially, and brings it back to you. He says, "Alright."
I want to get like a little, like there's a little pot over here.
There's something that could definitely serve as a pot.
I'm gonna grab like a pot. I'm gonna put the new patch in it, and I'll maybe pour some water into it.
Alright,
I don't know if that'll help, but maybe it'll help.
Alright. Look. You go out and you see that big world, right? As he sort of is talking to himself in a way. There's a lot of places outside of these walls. And it might be scary. Might be dangerous. But we've lived down here for long enough. I'm sure you'll be fine. Hands it to
It's
you.
like the young mushroom goes to college.
You take care. You take care of me, huh?
I will take this pot and I will guard it with my life.
You're not gonna like turn it into soup, are you?
What? No, that's for this bag.
All right.
I already have a soup bag. I don't need a soup pot.
All right.
That's just silly. Who puts soup in
Look,
pots?
I'm trusting you, eh? You're the first people to ever come through here. It's hard for me to trust someone, because I've never trusted anyone before. But, you know what? Sometimes you gotta take that leap.
No, I can't hear this now. I don't understand this.
I know, this is the worst part, that I can't be a part of this conversation.
We literally can't understand what's being said.
Sometimes you gotta wander off into that great white yonder up above. I'm trusting you to do that. You think you can?
Wait, is he talking to me or the pot?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna take the pot, and I'm gonna hold. I've now got a sack in one hand and a pot in the other, and I'll say he wants me to take part of his patch back to where we live and see if maybe he can grow there too, or the patch can grow. He's not really sure if he is the patch or if it'll be like an offspring. So I guess we'll find out, and that could be interesting.
Well, here you go. Fill out some legal guardianship paperwork and hand him 2 napkins.
I'll hand them to the Leshy, and I'll say, my friend here says you need to file this so that you can officially surrender your offspring.
Oh, that's fine. I don't want to fuck up any of the paperwork, you know.
What's up?
You got like a
He's the
pen?
best one-shot character ever.
I don't have a pen. Do you have a pen?
I give him a pen.
All right.
I'll hand the Leshy a pen.
Yeah. He awkwardly holds the pen, and he ends up getting like lushy goo on it more than like signing, but he does make a mark.
You know, you can keep that pen. I just get another one.
Ah, sweet! I've never had one of these before. He walks in. It's like what's on that desk over there. I never got that far.
I don't know what is on this desk.
All right, what's on
I'm
that
looking
desk?
through these notes.
Clutter. Looks like old cards from a card game that is not complete. Pieces of a board game. Upturned books. You can go ahead and roll a perception check.
I will be right back while they're doing it.
You do find a buried underneath several books on what appears to be the crafting and creation of toys, which you realize That must mean that some sick fuck was turning a person into a toy. At least in your head, you're pretty sure that must be what's happening, because you saw it looked like a person and there was cotton batting. But beneath that...
Meek, please put it down. Please put it down.
Beneath that, you find a very sad receipt, which you are able to match up with the books that were from 100 years ago. This receipt is for a small coffin.
Fire engine red.
Sure, we'll go with fire engine red.
Raw green.
With lightning,
Oh.
Fire engine red with lightning McQueen eyes. That googly lightning
no.
McQueen eyes.
Jeff!
What did I just sit down to?
There, he found a
He
receipt
still
for
believes. Yep.
a fire engine red coffin with googly lightning McQueen eyes.
I don't want to play this anymore.
I'll go ahead and I'll put the toy down.
All right.
And then I'm going to grab one of these things from here, hand it to him, and say, fill form out.
You're pretty sure Quizrill is just crazy. It's a damn toy. All right, but you do find a receipt for a small coffin.
So apparently that's what we do now. I hand it to him like he's been handing them to everybody else. Fill form out.
Do I see a fire engine red kid's coffin in the room?
No. It is definitely not down there. You look around and not anywhere.
Well, there's a dead kid probably around here somewhere. Not too fond of that sentence, but yeah.
Quizrill, make a will save.
Uh-oh.
Well, this can be public because it's either hit or miss.
It's either gonna pass or fail. Or, I guess, critically fail or critically succeed. But the point is... Alright. Quizrill, you take 9 points of mental damage.
Ouch.
Yo, what the fuck?
As you hear a voice in your ear that almost, in a sing-song voice, says, "Are you going to play with me?"
Does
What?
he hear that? Or do
Ghost?
we hear that?
Ghost.
Only Quizrill hears it.
Fuck,
God, I'm so upset I wasn't
ghost.
still holding the toy for this.
You said 9?
9. Yep.
Colin, it's June. What are you doing?
I mean, what am I doing?
This is Halloween game territory.
It's not a Halloween game. This is Little Trouble in Big Absalom.
This is Pride Month as it gets, Connor.
Oh yeah.
I look at the... Because no one's checked out this harp yet. I randomly start just swiping at the chords.
All right.
The ghost wants to play. I don't know if we should play with the
Ring.
ghost.
Ring. Your hands fall, sort of gently strum against the harp's strings, and they're terribly out of tune. It's a discordant sound that echoes off the stony walls. And I want you to make a will save, because that's also going to trigger the haunt.
Oh, jeez.
Alright. Double check what disembodied voice is. Okay. You take 8 points of mental damage as a voice says, "No! You're not father."
Immediately upon hearing the voice, I will scream and run back to this
Did you
this
come to
box that I was hiding behind earlier.
Did you come to play with me? It's rough. About by this point, you've been walking around for about half an hour, so your treat wounds immunity is half gone.
Way to just take out and chug this.
You do have
Healing
healing.
potion
You
I
do have
have?
healing potions. Everybody comes with healing potions.
Woo.
I do
Oh,
want
you
to
do?
treat wounds myself. Hopefully, I can
I didn't
get
have one in
something
my
back.
inventory.
Oh. Usually, they start everyone with a free healing potion.
Should I just add one in there?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. That's cool.
Or what it.
Can I do
Obviously,
a
It's like,
Samik would have been.
it's like a life elixir minor. Everybody can
Yeah, it's like
start with
elixir
one
of life.
Healing potion minor.
healing potion minor. Yeah.
Can
Hey, well-
I do a medicine check on myself to try and
Yeah.
bandage my brain?
So obviously, Samik would have been shrieking the whole way as he ducks behind this barrel and just starts peeking over it again.
Unfortunately, did not succeed on your medicine check. You rolled a 12.
Okay, so now a question: if you fail the medicine check, do you still get the immunity? Or
I believe
that
so.
1 hour?
Yep,
Yeah.
because you still have
Okay.
to. Still, unfortunately, have
Gotcha.
to suffer the negative. You can't just spam it.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Do. All right.
I'll just do wounded, I guess. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. That has an actual effect to it.
Do. All right.
I do like the particle effect of it though. That's pretty fucking cool.
What is everyone doing?
Right now, I am cowering behind this.
You did see just Samik just run out the room and cower in a box.
Classic.
I have heard nothing and therefore have nothing to be afraid of.
I'm gonna start gathering up the
What did-
games on the table,
What
like
did
putting
he
the cards
say
together.
about the ghost?
He scratched his head and he asked, "What's a ghost?"
Like you'll have to be more specific because he's just like, what is that?
Does the Leshy even have a concept of life after death?
We not like that. We don't believe we go to like some big place in the sky. We return to the forests, to the groves, to the dirt, and we're reborn anew as new plant life.
The big mycelium in the sky.
I will be right back.
I like to think that it's some freezer in a far-off land. If I die here, a new me is gonna rise into some freezer somewhere else. You know?
Just go to a farm upstate, you know?
Like, like a crusty, rusty leftover plant. There's gonna be another fungus leshy that arises from the mold from being left in the refrigerator for too long. Ah? You did? I didn't even make up that this leshy came from leftovers. That's actually part of the...
That's fantastic.
That's good if he hear voice. Nothing there.
Hear a voice if no one's there? I assume. He says like, oh yeah, every now and then I'll hear something weird. I don't know what a ghost is exactly, but I hear things. Yeah, sure.
Does it ever hurt you? Hurt anything? Scare you?
I mean, not really. Mostly it's just looking for someone to play with, right?
Then why is it hurting us?
That's what I heard.
I don't know. Have you tried playing with it?
I'm gathering up the games.
Okay. We'll play. Stop hurting us. We'll play.
He not.
I kind of say out loud.
All right. You hear a giggle voice that says, "Okay, we'll start with hide and seek. Come find me."
Well, Samik,
Yep, what's up?
do you see anything where you're hiding?
Samik will just gingerly. No, nothing.
Did everyone hear that, or did only I hear that? I'm sorry.
This time everyone would have heard it.
Well, now I'm concerned.
Hide and seek, it says.
You hear, there is a voice that Samik only you can hear, and it says, "Cold."
I don't like that.
Oh no.
I don't like that at all.
Cold. I don't know what cold.
I'm curious if I'll be able to buy us some time if I just like face the wall and like count to 10.
Knowing what
Ready or not, here I come.
Knowing what Isni knows with her obvious background in Egyptian mythology, is the cat acting odd at all?
The cat is a little bit on edge, but not any more than usual.
I mean, I'll look at Quiz. I'll be like, maybe try counting. Beaver, was that just a stein filled with sweet tea?
It's a New Hampshire regional cup, yeah.
That thing's Jesus Christ.
Dude, okay, so when I was in the fucking hospital, they filled that bitch up, and the nurses would complain every single time that I come in the room. It's like, that's not lower than the last time I was in here. You fucking drink.
All right, I'll let y'all
But
decide
yes, I will.
how you want to
Yeah,
I will
proceed.
go up to the wall.
Uh,
I'm gonna face the wall. I'm gonna close my eyes, and I'm gonna count out loud to 10.
I guess I'll take this corner here and do the same.
all right. Close your eyes and you count to 10. There's a pause and silence hangs in the air, almost with anticipation. Rin, you hear a voice in your ear that says, "You're the warmest."
I don't like that. Okay. If I'm the warmest, what about now?
Colder.
What did he say was down here again?
He can't see that far. His fungus doesn't extend that far.
You can only see the patch.
Can I, like,
Wait, how heavy is the Leshy? Can I get a gauge of how big he is?
I mean, he's a small creature, but he's not like insignificant. 60, 70 pounds, maybe 100 pounds.
So, could I put him in the pot and drag him around like Davy Jones or Pirates?
Probably not.
There, it was worth a shot.
There is a door here. It is unlocked.
I'm gonna make my way down.
Well, I was gonna put my ear against this.
You don't.
Samik is going to just nervously peek over, but just start shaking his head. No.
Don't hear anything.
using, as I push it out, I'll just kind of slowly push it out and open this door.
All right. You can see beyond the door is a room that has several cured animal pelts laying on the floor, as well as 3 taxidermied dogs, awkwardly and sort of misshapen. Some of them with their snouts collapsed inwards, their ears drooping low. Some of them with torsos, or 2 of them with torsos slightly caved in. Not necessarily the finest taxidermy job.
I look at the dogs. I look at Precious. Same creature?
4 legs, fur.
Can, you said they're taxidermied?
Yes, it looks, they're like awkwardly stuffed.
Okay, and they're not moving or anything, right?
So was my prom date.
God damn it.
I thought it was funny.
Ayo.
That was really good.
No, it wasn't. Don't encourage me.
I wanna do something silly. I have
Is Samik still hiding up there?
100%.
I have a
Alright, I got an
feat
idea.
for wild empathy. I want to make sure these things are dead.
Are they dead?
It allows me to communicate with creatures on a rudimentary level. I was wondering if I could use that to get an understanding of
This probably would not apply to that, but you can make a straight nature
just
check.
a nature check.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna walk in front of Red. I'm gonna make my check. Let's go to Isni. We're gonna go to proficiencies, which I really wish was over there. You said nature,
Yep.
blind, GM, roll. There we go.
All right. Looking at these dogs, they are clearly dead and stuffed. However, as you stand there looking at them, they seem to turn in place. Like their heads don't turn, their bodies don't turn. It's almost like they swivel as if they're being lifted by some unseen force. As I want you to go ahead and roll initiative. As there is a quiet giggle.
Does there have to be a quiet giggle?
I mean, there doesn't have to be, but you hear.
No.
Thanks, I hate it.
I'm gonna tell Simic, like, here, fill this out. It's a ghost restraining order. I'm gonna hand him a blank napkin.
Here's the giggle,
Just snaps his own neck.
All right. Did Isni roll initiative?
I'm working on actor, Isni, character sheet, initiative, roll.
I wonder if Isni's rival is on Isanthus.
You can double click your token to bring up your character sheet.
Oh shit, okay, that's rad.
All right. What is your initiative bonus quiz roll? The taxidermic dogs go first because they got a +7 initiative, and Quizroll has a +6.
Yep.
All right. These, like I said, their limbs don't move. They're still in this stiff, taxidermied form, and it's almost like they are dragged forward on the ground as they move forward. This one is gonna go first. He's gonna move. He is gonna make a Jaws attack against Isni. Oof, that is gonna be a 1. A miss. It's gonna move. It's gonna attack with his Jaws attack. And I guess it will attack again with his Jaws attack. This time only on a 13. As for the other ones, this one's gonna move to attack Isni. Gonna move that. Come on. I will make another attack again. Plus 2. Alright. Bunch of misses against Isni.
Oh, thank God.
This one will also attack. This one, however, does have pack tactics.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and he's flanked.
That's going to be a 22 versus Isni.
I think that's gonna
Or-
hit Disney.
6 points of damage. That's a couple of real roll lows right there. So Isni takes 6. And then it will make its next attack against Isni, only at the plus 2. 19
Oh,
for 8 points of damage. As Isni is knocked unconscious.
oh no.
That is
I think
all
that's gonna-
for the taxidermic
yeah,
dogs.
that's good.
However, being said, that moves Isni to initiative count 23.
Alright. I'm a little scared that I'm surrounded.
You're
Can I-
unconscious. They already attacked you and knocked you
Yeah.
out.
Fucking dead, dude.
Is there an action for death saves?
There's death saves, but it's not.
Is it just D20?
You'll roll a recovery check, basically.
What I meant was, do I have to click something on my sheet, or am I just rolling?
I don't know. I don't really know your sheet that well. But it's basically a D20. So you're currently dying 1.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah. So on your sheet, there's a die for a
Oh, no,
recovery
it
check.
says dying 2. I
Yeah.
clicked
Dying,
dying and
wounded.
it went to dying 2.
Oh no.
Now you're
There you
dying
go.
3.
You're dying 1. Down to dying 1.
Bye.
Well, you're not making your death saves yet, Connor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Whenever you get knocked out, your initiative moves to the turn before, or moves in order, because then it resets you to the turn.
The turn prior. Okay, I remember
Yeah,
reading.
so
about
it doesn't like go through. Like if you have the next turn, if your turn was next, it doesn't. It doesn't do that. So you don't have to immediately make
Got
a
it.
save. Everybody gets a chance to do
That's
something
right. You have
about
a
it.
free round. Okay, so I'm just chilling. I like that I can't see. That's really cool.
Yeah, you're like you can only kind of like make out the whatchamacallit, it's like the sound bubbles basically. Okay. Hold on.
Okay. That's me.
I'm looking something up.
I feel like I've entered the Shadow Realm.
Whose turn it is?
Hold on a second. Yeah, I was just double checking. So your initiative count 23. Alright, it goes to Quizrael.
Alright, I'm gonna grab my buddy off the ground and I'm gonna drag his ass out of there. Do
Alright.
I get like a penalized movement or something like that, like half speed or something?
Basically, yeah.
Alright, so I'll just move 2 squares and he'll be Kya. And then I'm gonna do a battle medicine. Try and pick him up.
Alright.
Oh, okay, so I have to do the medicine.
It's
Okay.
same DC, basically. It's basically the same thing, except you get to do it in battle. Alright,
23.
a success.
Almost a crit. Damn.
So is that I guess remove dying, or how does that affect unconscious players?
It removes dying. It gives them 1 wounded. They heal for your treat wounds, for what you heal them for. So it'd be it heals them for what, 2d8?
Oh, okay. Wonder if I.
Yeah, success is 2d8.
Okay.
Right, it heals them for
10.
10. They lose their dying and they gain 1 wounded.
Alright, then I'm going to draw my mace. And that will be my turn.
Right. It goes to Sneak.
And that will be right back.
Oh no, friends, danger! I'm going to use 2 actions to run this distance. And I guess I will...
Eat the dog.
Pokey pokey! Oh, no pokey pokey.
Well, it was a good try.
No pokey pokey.
Alright, it'll go to Rin.
Let's see. First thing I'm gonna do, strange mutated precious. Don't scare me. I sound inspired courage. Why is it not doing it? Oh my god, there they go. Holy moly.
The courage is inspiring.
Well, everyone gets it, all the allies do. Even me.
Be inspired.
And I'm actually also going to did he hit this or did he miss this?
I missed.
It missed.
It missed. Well, I'm going to cast also bringing up the ocarina. I'm going to cast a color spray, which is a 15-foot cone.
Hell yeah.
When it's going to hit these 2 right here. I tried to angle it to get all of them, but I cannot. So they need to make a DC 17 will save.
I actually had those right. Alright. Will is going to... Where's my fucking Will at? It's weird because the animal sheets are different than the player sheets. Oh, there it is. Will.
And as I blow
15.
into it, that one fails, and that one fails. So they're both stunned and blinded for 1 round and dazzled for 1 minute.
Alright. Blinded by the light. Alright. They're fucked up.
The color spray as it emanates from the ocarina, it almost appears as if a dragon forms and just
But it's like, is it a proportional dragon to the ocarina? So it's only like this big.
yes. That is my turn.
Alright. A powerful turn as it goes to Isni. You're laying prone on the ground, but awake. Still kind of sore.
Your status effects.
I was curious because I got the medicine check. Did that also heal me?
Yes.
Okay.
He gave
I
you
thought it was-
battlefield medicine, so it healed you.
Oh, okay. That was one or the other.
He could have tried to stabilize you, but that's not what he did. He healed you.
Can I? Do I have to stand in order to cast the spell?
No.
Is anyone else other than me hurt?
I mean, yes.
There's a -7 by, yeah. Because I can't see health bars except for me and Precious.
Quizril, Samik, and Rin are both hurt.
Can I do the emanation heal spell?
Yes.
Hang on. Okay, I clicked it. I placed the thing. I don't know if it's done.
I mean, I'd still have to roll it. You still have to roll the healing and stuff, but you can move the emanation somewhere else.
No, yeah. So I placed it around me, centered on myself.
Yeah.
And then do I hit the save DC 16 basic fortitude? That doesn't sound right.
That's if you're damaging undead. These animals, or you get, yeah. It's if that would be a save for undead if they were avoiding taking damage in this emanation. Otherwise, you're just healing them. Alright, so they all heal for 2.
Even me?
If you're in the emanation,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, everything heals for 2.
Ooh.
That is my entire turn.
Right, so we got...
You could have rolled a little bit better.
Yeah, not a great roll.
Alright. So, the dogs take damage because they are undead construct.
Ooh.
2.
Hey, that worked better than I expected.
And -1. Alright. There you go. So they took a little bit of damage. Could have been better, but at least it did something. Alright. That is it for you. I'm gonna remove this template. Alright. It goes to the taxidermic dogs. So, these two, I'll start with this one. He is currently stunned.
And blinded.
And blinded, and also dazzled, which is really good. So he is going to... Well, one, he's gonna use an action to end his stun, so he's only got 2 actions left. Yeah. is going to use one action to try to move. Fucking, can please game. Thank you. He is going to try to attack Simic. He's dazzled. So he does, but he is able to attack Simic. Does have pack tactics. It's only an 11.
Only an 11?
Yep. This one is going to use an action to... No, he didn't hit you. He only rolled an 11 to hit.
Oh. I thought one of them did hit me.
This one's going to end his stunned for an action. He is going... What? We'll start with this one. This one is going to actually try to move through Rin. Fails. So he cannot move through you. He is going to, in turn, that was his action. One of his actions, he is just going to attack you, Rin.
Okay.
Does have pack tactics. It's only gonna be a 15.
That's my mess.
Then he will use his last action to do attack Jameek. Only be a 17. So this one uses an action. This guy really cannot get to anyone, so he's just going to move over here. Alright. It is going to go to Quizrel.
Quizrel.
Oh, Beaver's not back.
Quizrel.
Quizrel! Well, I'm gonna go get another beer then.
Alright.
If he's not back. Alright, I'm back with my beer.
Alrighty. Well, I'm going to... Okay, I'm assuming that we... Like you said, we're supposed to have a healing potion on us, right?
Yeah.
Would that be 2 actions to pull it out and drink it?
Yes. It would be interact to pull, to draw, and then interact to drink.
Alright, we'll have to add it first. But that is what I will do. If I can find it. There we go.
Got that sweet color spray on these fucks. That dazzled is huge. They have to make a DC 5 check every time they attack just to see if they attack.
Oh my god.
Alrighty. So I guess from back here, well, actually, hang on. Do my teammates count as cover for the purpose of shooting a projectile?
Shooting through, yes. Shooting through anyone.
Okay, so
there is a feat that lets you ignore it.
Okay. I will, Got 1 action left. I'll just move over by the door.
I mean, you can shoot through
I'll
it.
stand right
It just you can't shoot through them. It just gives them.
Oh yeah, but
a-
I won't have enough actions to do that this turn because I drew my mace last turn, so I'd have to drop
Okay.
that, draw the crossbow, and then I have to reload it again because I didn't reload it from the last time.
It's
so.
it's a scrum in the door, boys.
Yep,
Is that-
come in the door.
I'm
Is
pretty
that
sure
how
with the last
reload
time-
one works? You have to spend one action to reload it.
Well, the
Yeah.
last time you fired
Yep.
it was the last time we fought the Beatles, right?
Right, and then I didn't reload
I
it
would
since then,
imagine
so I'm not
during
about
Yeah,
to.
no,
downtime,
in your downtime.
I mean, I don't want to meta that because I mean,
No, no, no,
I
that's-
He said
didn't.
it's been like
No.
40 endgames.
I'd imagine you'd probably
That's
have
not-
reloaded it.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
said it's
you-
been like 40
Okay.
minutes or something.
But if you're
I
gonna
thought
bring a crossbow
it has been in
to
half
a
an hour.
dungeon, yeah, if you're gonna bring a crossbow to a dungeon, you're not gonna narrow when you're in your downtime.
But I thought reload 1 meant that you get one shot and then you have to reload.
Yeah, you have, and it
No,
takes action to
what
reload.
he's saying is he didn't reload after that fight.
Yeah, he said he
Oh,
didn't
no, no,
reload.
He's been holding the empty crossbow for.
So
Oh, okay.
I
thought
imagine
someone was sa-
at some point in that
Okay.
half hour you put another.
Yeah, one of
bolt
us would
in
have
the
pointed at you.
crossbow.
And
Okay,
said,
well
hey,
then-
you need to The
All right,
Leshy
if that's
the case,
probably
then I
went,
will-
man, your weapon looks pretty useless right there. You should
I
fix that."
will. Oh, for some reason that. Okay,
Sure.
that's interesting. I have to sheath it. Sheath each.
Well, it
like,
should
if
just
you,
be the option to draw.
If you draw, well, right, but if you draw, it doesn't sheath your other weapon, so you have to like manually sheath your other weapon. But I guess instead of moving, I'll
Oh.
use my Yeah, see. So I will. Yeah, I'll just draw out my crossbow for next round. And I'll stand at the ready to shoot, motherfuckers. Damn devil dogs.
All right. It goes to Simi.
That's my turn.
How long does this dazzle thing last on them?
Last a
1 minute.
minute.
And I'm going to target the one that's not.
Smart man.
And I'm going to power attack.
Oh my god.
I
So I'm
have
going to-
the power.
2 actions for this attack.
A hit,
Oh, I don't know why I did that blind, but
but it is a
it
hit.
hit.
Yep.
Woo!
A crushing 20 points of damage, which will kill this dog. He did.
Alright, then I'll just go ahead and oh wait, so this should go off, or does Inspire last the entire turn?
Until the start of my turn.
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
That one will not.
Oh well. Still, Samik smacked.
Yeah.
Still, that one got fucked up.
Samik.
All right,
All right.
it goes to Rin.
All right. Get rid of my inspired courage, or am I? Because I'm gonna cast it again. Keep this beat going.
Oh
Everyone-
my god.
Everyone can keep their expired courage. Am I right? And I'm going to move right here so we can flank this one. And I'm gonna have it eat steel. Oh wait, mine still says it expired. I'll wait for you to.
Should not have to.
Let me get rid of the old inspired
Oh.
courage.
I got rid of mine.
You can still just if you see spell effect Inspire Courage in the chat box, you can just drag it over.
You
to
can just drag it to you.
Oh my god.
You can do it on your character. You can't do it on other people because you don't have the permissions.
Wait, how do you do it?
So you see in Inspired Courage in the chat? Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Alright, let's strike at it. Oh my god, I actually hit something.
A hit, and
Yay!
that flanking mattered.
Yes, it did. And he takes 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage. It's not huge damage, but it's, well, I don't know. That's a pretty he's not dead, but it's a significant chunk of his life.
I see something that I don't want to see over here.
Well, that's
I don't
too
like any
bad.
of that.
Too bad.
Oh no.
That's my turn.
Alright, it goes to Isni.
is will stand up. Which
All
I'm
right.
guessing is an action.
It is an action to stand up.
If I go here, can I hit this target?
No. I've also had the dogs not able to do that, so
Okay.
that's why they were trying to tumble through people.
Can my cat go through occupied space?
It has to tumble through if it's an occupied space.
There is an opening right here, right now.
Where's the opening?
There is an open place right here.
Okay.
Yeah, this door is too wide.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't see that. Okay. I will then send my cat. Oops.
We've selected both of yourselves.
There we go. When my turn starts, it automatically selects both of them. So I'll have my cat move for one, and then I will claw.
Okay.
$15.
15 does not hit.
So that was one action. I'm going to. How do I have line of sight on this guy?
You can kind of see him.
Okay. Is my cat in the way or can I like throw a spell over the cat?
I mean, you can. It still has cover though.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost.
You've already used 2 actions. You stood up and then you commanded
I
your
stood up.
cat.
Okay, never mind. I will then cast. I'll cast a guidance again. See if I can get this to work this time.
Who you casting it on?
Who is next in the order? Everybody. So I'll give it to. I'll give it to Green.
That's me.
So let me see if I can do this.
I already
I'm gonna try.
dragged it on him.
I give it to Cody, and that's my turn.
Alright. It is going to go from Isni to Taxidermy Dog. Alright. We'll start with this one. It is going to take a move action to come down here. And then it will attack Rin. It's got to make a DC 5. It does pass to make its attack. So it's going to attack with its... It doesn't have pack attack right now. 13 is going to miss.
I nimbly dodge out the way.
And then it is going to
Almost like you know what you're doing.
make
I
its
read this in a book.
+2 attack. Only a 3.
Seeing the second strike come in, I used the hilt of my short sword to push its jaw away from me. It's like, ha!
Like, ha! Hey-o! Ha! Waha!
Just like that.
Alright. This is gonna move. It will make its check. So it's able to attack. It's flanking. On 18
Blinking matter.
for 10 points of damage.
Ouchies. I'm at 2.
Alright. And it is going...
Does it need to make it? Did it do its DC to see if it could attack
Yes.
for the second time? Or does
It didn't. It's only attacked once. It moved, then it made its attack, and then it is going 2.
Fail again. Fail again.
I mean, they're not smart animals. I don't know if it's... we'll see. 14, so it does get to make its second attack. 21
Ouchies.
for 5
Down.
points of damage.
I'm at negative 3 HP.
Alright. So you go to... Participant. Alright. It goes to Quizrel.
Quizrel.
Are you gonna save the day, Quizrel?
Oh no,
That's
did
good.
Grin get
Oh,
knocked
yeah.
out?
Yep.
I'm fucking dead.
Oh no. I'm coming, buddy. I'm gonna shoot the dog.
I'm gonna shoot that fucking dog.
No, I'm not.
No, you're
Indeed,
not.
doesthedogdie.com. Yes.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna reload it. And I think that does it actually. Because I stepped.
Alright.
Yep.
It goes to Simiq.
Green! We're gonna power attack again. Actually, I don't think I need to. Just in case.
This one has been hurt already, kind of. So
Yeah.
in fact, they're both hurt. A hit. All right, a hit that is enough to kill this dog.
Oh,
As you cleave through its taxidermied body, splitting it in half.
I can move 10. Because I only move 15, so I can still move the other 10, right?
No, you can't break up movement.
No, okay. Okay, so it can't be broken up. Okay. So this would be another action.
if
Why
you stood
is
here,
that?
you could
Because
attack.
you can use every action to move. So you, it's not like
Oh,
D&D where you have a
sure,
move
sure.
action. You can technically use all your
Okay.
actions to move.
Yeah, so I should have just moved there then.
Yeah,
Oh well.
It's okay.
But
It's
then
okay.
I'll move down to here.
All right. It goes to Isni.
Alright, I'm gonna chew on a mushroom. That doesn't count as an action.
Late.
It gets you high.
I'm gonna. Actually, I'm just gonna have my cat go forward for one,
All right.
and then I'm gonna hit him. I did want to ask. I have a cat support benefit.
Yes, if
My
you
cat throws enemies off balance. How does that work?
you spend an action and it does what it says.
Okay, your strikes deal damage. Oh, okay. So this is the cat taking an action to make my strikes better.
Yes.
Okay, got it. I'm going to do a regular strike. $17.
17. That will hit. Remember, you can target with them T, and then whenever you roll to attack, it will automatically do it.
30. 9 points of damage. to
All
the
right.
dog.
The dog
Forget
is
about it.
still standing, but hurt very badly.
I am going. I'm assuming it has cover through the cat, so I'm going to cast another thing. So I've got it targeted with T. I'm gonna hit Ray of Frost. Okay, it did not account for cover.
I mean, I can
It
account for cover. It's got +2 armor class.
Okay, so 21.
All right, that'll hit though.
And then it doesn't let. There's no. Weird. Okay, it's not letting me do damage. Can't just click it? Alright. Let's see. Damage? Yeah, okay. Oh, I did it separately. I didn't like, okay. So 5 points of damage. I'm not doing very well on this spell.
Still standing, but barely.
That is my turn.
It goes to Rin. Rin gets to make a recovery check.
Oh, yeah. Let's try it. How do I do that again?
There's actually a recovery button on your character sheet next to your dying.
Yeah, so
If you open up your
go to
character
the
sheet,
cover sheet,
and you could look
right
where it
underneath
says
hit
dying.
points, temp HP.
Oh,
There's a
I
die
see.
for a recovery
I see.
check.
There we
Yeah.
go. No.
No, that's a fail.
Well, rip me.
That's another point of dying.
I can't believe he's dead.
Alright. It goes to the taxidermy dog, who is going to try to attack Precious. Now, he is still dazzled, so passes his dazzle check. Going to nope. Gonna miss. Gonna turn around and try to attack Samik. Oh wait, he's gotta make his dazzle check. Oh, fails. That is a wasted attack, as it does not go through. And he'll even try to make a third attack against Samik. This time it will pass, however, his chances of hitting are real low. Alright.
Critical miss.
It goes to Quizrel.
Alright, let's see if I can do it, boys. Crossbow!
Do the
Cow!
A hit!
channel your inner Edo.
That is
6
enough
damage.
to kill that dog.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go ahead and make a medicine check on my dead buddy here.
Okay.
I guess it's blind since it's not in combat anymore.
Oh, hold on. Let me double check. Do. All right. Oof. So you're just trying to give him the old treat wounds?
Yep, the old treat wounds.
You rolled a 12.
Uh,
I'm assuming that's not good enough.
That is,
Nope.
it's a DC 15.
Oh. Damn. Oh well.
you gotta roll better than that.
I tried, buddy.
I rolled
I say
better
I
than that.
tried,
I'm
buddy.
dying.
I'm trying to bandage you, and like the bandage just keeps slipping off because you're too wet and bloody.
All right.
If only there was some other first aid material you could use to fix that problem.
I mean, there is a, it does go to Samik next.
I'm immune to treat wounds right now. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got nothing with me.
Unless you want to,
Plus,
you can try to, there is a different medicine check called Stabilize, on a creature that is at 0 hit points, but the DC equals 5, plus the creature's recovery roll, which is currently 12. So you'd have to roll a 17 to stabilize him.
Ouch.
God damn.
Well, it's a DC 17, so it's, whatever your roll is.
Ah, gotcha. Gotcha.
all right, and what would that be?
That's a medicine check.
A medicine?
It's untrained, so anybody can do it.
I try. I fail.
Nope.
I'm terrible at it anyway. I go over here and I stab these other.
They don't move.
Fuck!
But I basically don't have anything I can really do to help in that situation.
It goes to Isni.
I'm gonna cast heal on Rin.
Do you have any heal spells prepared left?
Oh no, I only have the one. Oh shit.
Oh, no.
Okay.
You have,
Oh,
you
man.
have. I mean, you have stabilize, so
Yeah. Okay.
that will.
Oh, I have stabilized the cantrip.
Yes, that will. It won't
Got
wake
it.
him up, but he will not be dying anymore.
Sure. Okay. I will stabilize for 2 actions. So let me target him so I can do this correctly.
All right. That's probably. There you go. So you're going to. Farted. So he loses the dying. He gains the wounded conditions, and he is at 0 hit points. No longer dying.
And I'm gonna I want to use the other action on the cat.
Okay.
I want to move the cat.
I mean, at this point, it's out of combat because it was just seeing if because it had to go through his round to see if he was gonna roll recovery checks. He doesn't have to since he stabilized at 0, so now it's out of combat.
All right. Well, I want to move the cat over here and just kind of have them stand guard.
All right.
I can no longer see my token.
Uh,
I moved the cat
hit
out of line of
I would
sight.
say hit escape, and you will no longer be targeting that token.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Got it. So move, hit escape. Move. Okay. Cool. Wake up, green.
All right.
I'll just start pouring mushrooms onto Cody's face.
Make sure it's like the poisonous one that will kill me.
Yeah.
One
finish
of
him off.
these will kill you. The other one are delicious.
All right. You did manage to survive, however, the taxidermy dogs. As they fought bitterly, however, Rin is currently unconscious. That being said, there's not really anything that stops you from taking a breather down here.
Going home without him. How big is this other?
Looks like
Rug.
it's a fairly it used to be probably a sizable drake, maybe 15 feet long. Doesn't seem to
I try to
respond
wear,
whenever.
like, a cloak.
Okay. It drags awkwardly on the floor behind you.
I walk over to the others. Rah!
Alright, everyone takes 1d100 psychic damage. Mental damage is
Isn't it-
huge.
Isn't he asked? What if we cut one in half?
I take
and
98.
sew it to the other?
Jesus.
Oh god, he's mega dead.
Ren just
Kobolds actually
He just-
believe in reincarnation, and Cody just
He just
destroyed
fucking-
that belief.
He just fucking Thanos snaps out of here. Just
He just-
fucking dissolves.
Misted himself.
Alright, but you can take a step back. Heal. You can shove a healing potion down Rin's throat to heal him. Because I think some people have probably 1 left on him. I think
have one.
Rin's got 1 on
I
him.
only had one.
I have not used my potion.
You can hang out, try to take an hour off, take a short rest to let your cooldown on the treat wounds disappear. You can treat wounds again.
Do I have to do a long rest to recover the heal?
Yes. You'll have to reset your daily spell preparations.
Okay, nobody get hurt, because apparently I could only do that the once, and I kind of botched it.
You still got a magic fang for your first level spell, so I mean that's a
I
plus
still-
1
I still have a what?
Magic Fang. Your first level, your other level first level spell slot lets you make an unarmed attack. That's a +1 striking unarmed attack that deals a bunch of extra damage, and it's a +1.
But I can also only cast that once.
You can only cast it once because it's prepared once. You can also heal animal, but that's not so useful.
Samik no get hurt. Samik protected by this.
What would you like to do?
Someone please heal me.
Yeah. Do we want to take an hour?
Rin just fucking laying on the floor dying. Unconscious. I'd really appreciate if you guys would stop.
You're not dying. You're not dying. You're wounded too.
Yeah.
Can
Samik is just gonna stand here and just peer around the corner.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit down on the floor next to my buddy. Keep an eye on him.
All right.
And then in an hour, I'm gonna fucking medicine check again.
You can. I would say that means if you want to take a break, end wounds. Like I said, you can even if you're looking for a safe place to hide. It seems like you've made friends with the Leshy, and he's got his nice, cool freezer that he's willing to let you sort of tuck away in. It seems safe enough. And you do so, I imagine.
yeah.
Yeah, let's go in here
All right.
and shut the big nasty door behind us.
Yeah.
A break sounds like a good idea.
The Leshy will make sure that you're safe. He welcomes you into his home, his tiny little icebox, and you're able to all go hide away for an hour. Take Rin with you.
Sounds good.
And that will end all the treat wounds immunity on everyone,
Including me?
including you.
Am I just like at 1 HP now since it's been time?
No.
No
You
one's still not thought to like, hey, shove the healing potion that someone has into my gullet.
nobody
Well, I
shoved
have
it into
one.
your
I
gullet.
mean, if you have the healing potion on your body, then I will.
I do.
In the hour that we have been here, I will have made you drink your potion.
Oh, thank God.
I'm not gonna baby bird it or anything, but I'll what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Bottle feed it to you.
If you for you to regain hit points, you have to take an 8-hour rest, and even then, you only gain hit points equal to your Constitution modifier multiplied by your level.
Well, I'm at 5 HP now.
All right, you're.
And does anybody have a higher medicine than +4?
I have a plus.
Well, it doesn't. Well, I get now you're
I have
conscious now, so I guess you could.
+6.
I have a plus 3.
+6. So maybe Connor should do the medicine check on Cody.
Is that a public roll, Colin?
Yeah,
All I know is
you
that
can-
I'm
it's
more
a-
likely to break his leg than heal him.
Can
You
I
can make it
assist
a-
it in any way since I'm
Sure.
also trained in med? How do I just got like a plus.
It
1
would
to
be
help,
a
right?
different check.
Okay.
So what would you do to potentially aid him?
I'll do a performance check.
Okay.
Wait, are you pantomiming how I should stitch you up?
So aid is your
Well, what
all.
I'll do, I'll tell the story about how in the book the boy, is wounded, but a medicine man helped heal him up too, and I'll tell the story to, Isni as she performs the medicine on me. So she gets. To add a
Don't
plus
forget, you
1
can
to
also
that,
you can
right?
also do like guidance and stuff as well.
Right, you get to add a plus 1 to that.
That's
right?
not how that works.
God,
you-
how does the help work then?
Aid works by you have to say what you want to do, then you
Yep.
make a check, which in case would be a performance check, and it has to meet a DC 20.
Okay, goddamn. Okay. Which
All
I
right,
do.
so they get the +1.
Holy shit! That's what pushes it over. That's a 15.
That's why +1s are important, and that DC 20 never changes, so it gets easier as you level
Damn.
up.
All right. So
Interesting. Okay.
how much do I recover? 2d8.
Well, it would be
That's-
2d8.
You want to roll it? You want me to roll
But yeah, aid only
Oh.
aid only gets easier as you level up.
it? Makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, 8.
Well,
So you-
I'm at 13.
Heal for 8 and treat wounds automatically removes wounded conditions.
Yay.
So it removes your wounded as well.
How hurt are you?
Not as bad, I don't think.
Who's hurt the most from everyone else? Yeah, we can't see other people's health bars.
I could use a
Aw.
nap.
Isney,
I'm good.
Quizrel, everyone's mostly okay.
I mean, I could treat your wounds to get rid of your wounded.
Okay.
But it's only 3.
It's up to you, Isney.
I didn't catch that. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that.
I know. I can treat your wounds if you want, because you're wounded.
I don't. I mean, I'm okay. I think
Okay.
I won't walk into a room first next time.
Probably for the better.
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
All right. Then. What's the Leshy doing watching all this?
He's been a courteous host as best as he can.
Are these pickles?
Very old rotted pickles. Yes.
Lemmy grabs a pickle. Show me where the taxidermic dog touched you.
There you
Seem
go.
to have a
That-
concern.
You can see. You should be able to see everyone's health bars.
Yay. I can.
All right. You have taken time.
So
Press-
an hour.
Yep.
I think.
Is an hour. Probably close. It were like an hour, 10 minutes, hour 20 minutes or so. All right. What would you do now?
The treasures we have aren't nearly enough.
Plus, there's also that fucking ghost.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
been,
We rested for an hour. Has she bothered us at all?
Nope.
I don't think the ghost is real.
Everyone just kind of
well,
looks
let's
at
test
you
that theory. Yeah.
like this.
Yep. Yep.
I continue chewing on mushrooms.
All right. Moving forward,
That's really good.
Precious having stood guard at the end, you can see it is at the far end past here, whereas everything is covered and everything else has been covered in cobwebs and dust. As you approach, you can see there's a small, almost room that's been set up with a screen partition, and it is well maintained. It's still cleaned. You can see there's no cobwebs hanging in the air. It resembles a child's room with a small dollhouse to one side with a couple of dolls that are next to it, their hands grasping each other. A little desk that's covered in what appears to be a child's sort of scrawled notes on ancient paper. You see there's a small toy chest with like a ball and a doll on it. A well-maintained bed that has several toys, several dolls stacked on it, as well as a rocking horse in one corner.
It's a whole room full of notes. Alright, well, go forth, mighty warrior.
Go forth, who wants to be in front?
Me not scared?
Gingerly steps forward.
Ooh, what's this?
I'm gonna write cease and desist on a napkin. I'm gonna hold it out in front of me as I walk forward into the room.
What's
I say
what-
I'm not scared, but I get distracted. What's this?
All right, roll a perception check.
Ooh.
Private? Public?
Private. Wow, okay. You find almost tucked away as if perhaps its presence, it's tucked in such an out of the way place. It's almost like it's something that someone didn't want to see or someone didn't want to look at. Whether that's because it brings up feelings of shame or sadness, it's unsure, but it is a beautifully maintained, or it's a beautifully crafted and probably well used, judging by the amount of wear on it, set of playing pieces to a board game.
Huh.
We could get that off.
It was well loved and well used, judging by the extreme wear on the pieces. Something that saw a lot of play.
Valuables are valuables. I'll use my sword to kind of knock away the cobwebs and reach in and take those.
Alright.
You nick it, it's now worthless.
The cobwebs are worthless. That's correct.
Now, you... Who wants to go past the partition first? That's the question.
I'm gonna do it while holding a napkin that says the word cease and desist on it, thinking that that's legally binding.
That makes sense. It works for Coast.
If you can read this message, you are legally obligated to abide by its terms.
Exactly.
Alright.
Oh, and the word cease is spelled wrong. It's spelled S-E-E-S.
You hear a voice that says, "Did you come to play with me?" I am gonna have everyone roll initiative.
Oh god.
But
Disney is convinced that this is someone
It
who's
is-
a very clever ventriloquist.
God damn it.
not a combat. It is a hazard. Because hazards, it's a complex hazard. Because it moves in initiative. Stealth. T20. Disney roll initiative.
I don't like that you put a token down for the rocking horse. I just wanted to make that note.
Or
Did you
the-
not see the cover of the book before we came in here?
I
Yeah.
did. There we go.
Alright. You hear a voice that says, "Did you come to play with me?" So, a complex hazard is a somewhat combat-like encounter. It goes through initiative orders, but it's less like you're attacking a creature and more like you're making skill checks to solve a puzzle. And while since it goes through initiative order, because the hazard is attacking you while you're trying to figure it out, essentially, is how a complex hazard works.
Gotcha.
In the case of this, it started off with a DC 23 because it rolled stealth, so it is going to go to the turn of the soulbound doll.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Let's see, what is this thing's speed?
I don't like that question. As a rule,
What'd you say?
I'm looking
what's
at
this thing's speed?
looking at the horse's speed. God, sometimes he's got 50 feet of movement. All right. Princess Sunset, the rocking horse, is going to
I don't like that either.
move here and here. And it will make...
It just jumps over us.
Oh, it uses trample to run straight through you.
Wow.
And as it tramples through you, it makes a attack against Quinzel. 25
Ouch.
versus armor
That was
class
quite
against
the hit.
Quinzel. That's a
That's a
impressive
definite
hit.
hit.
Alright. So it will use its headbutt. Take 5 points of damage.
Bad horsey.
Oh wait, never mind. I rolled that wrong. Give yourself 5 hit points back.
Hmm?
I rolled
You
that
just
wrong.
press heal on the damage.
Yeah.
Heal yourself. All right, make a reflex save.
Oh, okay, I got
Okay, so
it.
you
22.
only take half the damage. So you take 3 points of damage. Isney, make a reflex save.
Okay. Put up.
All right. You also take 3 points of damage. That was all 3 of its actions to trample, however. And you hear a voice that says, "You can play with Princess Sunset. I used to all the time." Alright, it goes to you, Quizrel.
I will be right back.
Alright. 2, 3. I'm going to move over here to the chest of toys. And I'm going to rummage through them.
Okay. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Yeah, a doll, I guess.
There is a lovely, well-crafted doll and a ball in the chest as well.
You know what? Okay, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use both my remaining actions. I'm gonna take the ball and I'm just gonna chuck it down towards the horse. Like, not as an attack, but like as just like a fetch. And then I'm
Okay.
gonna take out the doll and I'm gonna hold it out. And I'm gonna try and give it to the ghost lady next turn.
Make a performance check.
All right. Let's see. Oh, cool. Oh wait, should I blind that? I guess it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter too much.
It didn't matter until it did.
You throw the ball, hoping the horse will fetch after it, but it barely even pays it any mind.
Stupid horse. Oh, hang on, what the hell was that? I pressed a button and it just fucking moved me. But that is my turn.
Alright.
I use my third action to pick up the doll.
It goes to Simic.
So
There's
is this
now
one of those doll
It
houses
is
or
a-
one of those like plastic playhouses?
It's like it's a dollhouse. Like back in the day, they didn't have plastic in this world.
Yeah.
It's made of wood and like nice.
I know they didn't have plastic, but I was thinking like something like that.
No, it's a nice
The oldie
dollhouse.
petroleum industry.
Very nice dollhouse.
Can I inspect it from here, or do I have to move up?
I'll let you inspect it from there. Like I said, it's a lattice work gate, or lattice work separator, so you can look through
So
it.
that just be perception or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you've got something more specific you have in mind. Like, why... Like, is there a particular piece that she was interested, or... That might be different, but... Perception is just a
I
general...
do have some crafting, if I could check out the craftsmanship of it.
You can.
I'm back, sorry.
The craftsmanship is very high. This was probably a very expensive dollhouse. It was well maintained and well loved. Looks like you can, judging by it, like I said, it was nice, but it was painted, but there's pieces of paint that's been chipped away like it was used. It clearly saw significant use. It was loved.
Okay, this might be a bit of waste, but I'm gonna walk in and I want to look inside the dollhouse now.
Okay. Looking inside,
So I guess that one.
it's not like you. If you look inside expecting to see a replica of the room, that's not the case. It is just a normal dollhouse.
Lou's seen Stephen King before.
That being said, like I said, it's beautifully crafted on the inside. Looks like it was well used and well played with.
Can I grab these dolls on the ground and shove them inside? Or would that take two?
Let's see. Yeah, you can probably pick up the dolls and start like messing with them. Because I'd say you'll just reach over and grab them. It's just the idea that the dolls are with the dollhouse is all that matters.
Do I need to roll anything for that? Do you want me to do a performance, or?
Are you just playing with them? Then it'd be a performance check. Are you trying to convince
really,
her to play with you? That would be a diplomacy check.
I guess I'll try to convince her to play with me.
That will be a diplomacy check.
See, look, we're having so much fun.
You sense nothing about it. You sense no presence playing with you.
Damn.
And then I guess that would be my third, so...
That's rough. Isney, this horse just trampled over you.
I'm in pain. Did that trample trigger an attack from the cat?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that would happen.
I don't think your cat has opportunity attacks anyways, so.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I don't know if that would be indicated anywhere.
It would have attack of opportunity, and it doesn't.
As a reaction there.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I don't like that I'm next to it. I'll be honest. Not my favorite. Can I... You know, wait, it's a horse. I'm just gonna move away. We'll go over here.
Alright. It doesn't have an opportunity attack because it's a rocking horse.
Yeah, I wanna look at this bookcase.
Alright.
Is that like an inspect action or
Yep.
something? Okay. I'm gonna do that. What am I rolling? Perception?
You can roll a perception check. You can roll a society check as well.
My perception. My perception. So my
Your-
perception is +6. My
Okay.
society is +1. So I'm gonna do.
Alright. Looking at it, you see there are indeed several books on fairy tales and stories of old. Intermixed in and amongst them, you also see books on board game theory, like chess theory.
Okay.
Good.
I'm gonna
Like-
go on something this ghost, man.
Like actual game theory, like very
Like,
clearly not
Very clearly.
something for a children's shelf.
Well, it's beginner's game theory. It'd probably be for a child, but it shows a clear focus on more than just not just a love of whimsical things like you've seen the dollhouse that she liked. She also liked board games and the like. Specifically, what appears to be some form of like chess or Go, some sort of strategic game using small pawns.
Okay. I take it that was 2 actions used.
A move and an inspection.
Okay. I'm gonna throw a guidance, and I want to see if I can get it to work this time. On green.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll work.
I want to see if it'll work. Let me see. Spell casting, guidance. Nope, I lack permission.
There you
I
go.
could put it on myself.
I put it on you.
Oh,
My god, it wouldn't stack anyways because it's a type, but I'll remove it.
And then my movement was only 20. Oh no, 25. Okay. Good.
Once your move ends, that's it. You don't get
that's
to break
right.
it up.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about that.
All right. So yeah, you've learned a little bit. Rin.
well, unless he shared that information out loud, it's like, I'll see this rocky horse right here.
I would probably, unless that's like an extra action, I'd probably
Talking is a
walk
free
out
action.
loud, yeah.
So
be like, strategy. They like strategy games. Thinking.
Thinking games. Think. In the story, the boy rode an animal that looked just like this. And I'm gonna try to mount on top of this thing.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
That's how you overcome the creepy rocking horse. You make it your steed.
all right. Make a acrobatics
Oh,
check.
thank you, Jesus.
It'll be versus
Good,
its
like-
fortitude DC.
Public or private?
Either's fine. You'll either well.
Oh,
You end up being bucked off of this thing, thrown backwards as you try to hold on to it.
can I
Want
try
to
it
see me
again?
do it again?
I'll try it again though, because I used one action to move, one action
Alright.
to jump on it. I didn't use
You
my
can-
guidance on that one.
I mean, it
Jump
would have been,
on
it
it.
still would have been a
Jump
7.
on it.
Yeah, it says you choose which roll to use before rolling, and I didn't say to use it.
All right, you can go for it.
I'll try it again though. This time I'll use my guidance because I'm explicitly stating it.
All right,
So
you
that's a +1, so 25.
jump onto the horse as it rocks wildly.
All right. Woo.
All right, and this
That's how
actually
you-
seems to draw a giggle from seemingly out of nowhere.
I like that less.
But that is my 3 actions.
If I had the action too, I would jump inside this dollhouse myself right now.
I like how on the thing it
I-
says soulbound doll, neutral evil. It's like, great.
Yeah, well, it has a reason it's neutral evil, and we're gonna find out as it goes to the Soulbound Doll's turn.
Nope.
The Soulbound Doll is going
I
to,
don't like that.
because they get different spells depending on what their alignment is. In this
Yeah.
case, the spell it gets for neutral evil is harm.
That's nice.
So it is going to, let's see, who's
He's
within
nice.
30 feet?
I really don't like that Colin said, and we'll go to the Soulbound Doll's turn, and then we all heard the Discord notification that someone's in their chat.
Alright. We'll go with 1, 2. Quizrel. Let's see. Make
don't
a
like this.
fortitude save.
Okay.
Well, she's not respecting your
Alright,
your
21.
binding contract.
it is a pass, so you only take half damage from the harm spell that she casts.
That's the 1d4? Oh no, that's it right there.
Yep. So she cast.
Oh good, so she got 4
2
different
harm
kinds of
versus
harm.
living. You take 7
Ow.
points of damage.
Ouchie.
Ow.
Uh,
Ow.
that was 2 of her turns. And she is going. Nope. She's actually going to. The third turn is actually going to be Princess Sunset trying to buck off Rin. He is going to make an athletics check versus your fortitude DC.
Don't like that.
Alright. So he's not trained in athletics, so it's just not a. Alright. 17.
Is the horse a animal companion like mine?
No. It's not like a. These aren't like player characters. But Rin, it was a 17 versus your fortitude save to try to buck you off. Your fortitude save would be 10 plus your fortitude bonus. Are you there?
Oh, you said rent. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
10
Rin.
plus.
You've got a 17 versus your fortitude bonus to buck you off. Or your fortitude DC. 17 versus your fortitude DC.
Well, I have a +4.
So it's 14. So you got
Oof.
bucked off. Knocked off. Falling to the ground prone.
God dang it.
Alright. But that's all 3 of the Haunts actions. It goes to Quizrel.
Oh boy.
That being said, she did you jumping on and riding the horse did draw some laughter from the Haunts, so that was, in other words, that was a success whenever you did that.
Okay, so him playing with the horsey did a good thing.
Yeah, she did like that.
Okay. Shit. I am still holding the fucking doll. I'm gonna bring the doll over to the dollhouse. I'm gonna put it in the dollhouse.
Okay. You begin to do.
Far too logical. Listen here, Spock. Simmer down over there.
Are you okay? What are you trying to do exactly? Just play with it in the dollhouse?
Yeah.
Alright, make a performance check. Alright. Again, she does not. You hear no laughter drawn from this.
Damn it. Got one action
I will.
left.
For the purpose of being clear, since you don't know lots of hazards, there's also other things you can do. You could, more than just engage it all, you could try to dispel it with religion checks and arcane checks and occult checks. You could try to reason with it with diplomacy checks. While lie to it with deception checks. You can do pretty much anything you can think of. Right now, she said play with you because she wants you to play with you, but you don't necessarily have to do it that way.
Yeah, right now the only thing I'm thinking about is the fact that I've got 3 health left.
Yeah, well, she kills you, so.
Yeah,
But you can engage with the hazard. While she said play with me, don't have to engage with the hazard just the way she wants you to. It's basically like a possessed.
Yeah.
It's like a possession right now. So there's religion checks, potentially society checks to determine like proper funerary and rites and things like that. But all that is.
I'll do an occult check to see if there's anything, I guess, runic or funky or whatever around the. I'll check specifically in this area that I'm in right now.
Okay, you can make an occult check on the haunt.
All right.
Okay. You know that they are haunts are you've already learned a little about them. There's dolls, things with unfinished business. The easiest way to get rid of a haunt is to do what you want them to. That being said, you can attempt to find, say, what they're bound to and destroy it. You can try to find what they're bound to and purify it, that sort of thing. Those are much more sort of violent ends to the ghost. Yeah, there's more than one way to go about this.
Okay, but she's bound to something in the room.
I mean, you did see a doll cast harm at you, so.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
sense.
And that was definitely very harmful.
And it did hurt.
A lot. Fuck, I guess it might be the horse. Maybe dispel the horse, I don't know. I'm out of ideas, guys.
Alright. It'll go to Samik.
And that's my turn.
Well, the dolls didn't work. So I'm gonna head on over here to the bookshelf. Can I find any that are like... Can I find like a children's book or you know, a bedtime story?
Bedtime story.
There's plenty of children's books. You only have to look for those.
Gonna grab one and just start reading.
Okay.
Just casually start reading this children's book.
Is that just gonna be performance or...
It's written in Elvish.
God damn it.
It would probably be a performance check. Alright. You do hear... you do see the doll's head sort of slowly turn towards you. It
Nope.
says, I don't like that book.
Oh
Mm.
god.
Mm-mm. Mm-hmm.
We're gonna, you know, just sort of scrunch down a bit. Which one do you like?
It does not answer that, though.
Can I try grabbing and reading another one?
Unfortunately not. I was grab and then read.
Alright.
Move, grab, read.
Okay.
Alright, Isni.
Fuck it. I choose death. I'm gonna go over here. I want to see if I can open this door.
Oh yeah, it's unlocked. Haha, I locked it.
Oh, it's a double door.
Yep.
Let's see. I think I was over there. Yeah. I wanna step further. One. Just look around this corner. See if I see anything. Doesn't look like I do. So I'm gonna walk in here.
Yep.
That's a staircase.
Yep, there's a
I will
staircase that leads
go
upstairs.
But there's a staircase that leads upstairs.
Alright. You move, you open the door, and move up and look around the corner.
So that's one movement. Does the door count as an action?
Yes, in fact, it would be 3 actions because you move to the door, open it, and then you use another move action. You can't break up movements.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
That also means enemies can't do that. So if you close that
No,
door right now,
yeah.
they'd have to move, open, and move too.
Yeah, I'll shut the door.
That also means your
I'm-
allies have to do it too.
Yeah, I'll say I'm not running away. I swear.
All right. That'll be Rin then.
Okay. Is this horse still reacting?
I mean, it's still rocking.
When she giggled and said, I like that. And then she also said something else, right?
Yeah, she said, "I don't like that book."
Okay, but like the way that I understood it, it seemed to be like I'm metagaming as fuck right now, but I was just trying to clarify what exactly my character does and doesn't know. Which is, did he understand that means like something got satisfied, like that's good, now I should move on, or like
Did seem to like when you rode the horse.
okay.
Did not like it whenever Samik read the like child's storybook. Of course, he could have just done a really bad job.
I'm gonna move over here. From here, 5, 10, 15, 20. From here, can I see if there's like a board game in here?
Okay, you stand up, you move.
Oh right, forgot about that. So stand up. That's 2 actions to move over here.
Yep.
Because I noticed those pieces I grabbed from over here.
I'll
I'll hold the pieces and I'll be like, "Where's the board for this? We can play this."
Okay. Roll a diplomacy check.
I'm somewhat good at those.
And it is also, in fact, you've got a +6 to this diplomacy check.
Whoa!
That's a pretty nice one.
All right. You needed that +6.
Yay!
All right. You can see there is a pause as you hear a voice that says, "Play with me?
That's
you
what
know?
you want.
Do you know the game?"
Can you teach me?
All right. You don't hear a response, but if there's anything else from Rin,
Well, I'm guessing that
it wasn't.
diplomacy check was
Yep,
an
it was an
action.
action.
That's all 3.
All right, it goes to the Soulbound Doll's turn, and the Soulbound Doll is going to slowly teeter off of the bed, sort of awkwardly, as she gets to the end and sort of tumbles over and goes to the desk here and opens it up and pulls out a board game. Or it looks like a sort of a board one. It looks like a checkerboard. It's got,
Okay.
black and white squares as she sort of comes over and she sits down on the ground in front of you. She puts it down on the ground in front of you. You can see
Okay.
there is within her black, sparkling eyes, there's the faintest hint of life as the doll sits down and says, "Let's play!"
Okay. I'll take the pieces and I'll kind of look at them like this and look at the board and put them on the board.
Alright. She is happy, it seems, to sit with her cloth legs crossed, her cracked porcelain face looking down in concentration at the board, as she begins moving the pieces around. And you do the same. You're unsure of the rules of this game, probably. But
I don't think it's
she's...
a problem. I think it's a guarantee. I don't know the rules.
But she seems happy to play with you. And I'll say that was the 3 successes you needed to end the
Oh
haunt.
my god.
All right.
We did it.
Princess Sunset returns to her place, and you play for a while. I don't know how everyone else reacts, but you see this tiny soulbound doll sitting cross-legged on the ground in front of Rin, playing with these well-worn pieces. Her porcelain face a mask of concentration. And slowly, as you play with her, her movements become more sluggish, slower, until eventually the soul-bound doll just kind of falls limp. And there's a final thank you as the spirit of this girl leaves the soul-bound doll, moving on to whatever afterlife she had.
Is it noticeable that its spirit leaves it?
It does seem the doll falls limp, and its eyes have now a dull hue to them.
I kind of, using the flat of my sword, I kind of just like very gently lean forward and like tap against it for a bit.
It wakes up and kills you.
Samik is still just like tossing books out of thing. Gotta find what she likes. Gotta find what she likes.
It casts
But,
harm on you at 30th level.
God damn it. But seeing that there's
30th
nothing
level.
there, I kind of look at it and I look at I look at Quizrel, then I look at Samik. I don't see Isni anywhere, but I kind of just look at it and I look at them. I go, "Are all pink skins weird like this? I've never met one
Nice.
before."
I certainly hope not.
Samik is going. Hold on. Samik's gonna go up. He's gonna grab one of these and he's gonna walk over to Quizril. Show him the doll. Isni.
Isni's up here.
Oh,
No,
I-
shut the door.
guys, I was fine. I would say Isni, now that you're there and things that you smell the smell of delicious cinnamon cookies in the air, wafting down from the stairway.
I'm having a stroke. I would like to spend an action to make sure I'm not having a stroke.
Okay, roll a medicine check.
Does it smell like toast?
No, it's toast for humans. It's cinnamon cookies for kobolds.
Oh, okay.
Get your biology right, Peter.
Roll a medicine check. You're
9.
definitely having a stroke.
I lay down preemptively so that I don't fall and hurt myself.
You're pretty sure you can't feel the right half of your body.
I start touching
Are
the
you
right
okay?
half of my body.
Whenever you walk in, Rin, you also smell delicious cinnamon cookies wafting down from the stairs.
Ooh.
Oh no, I'm having a stroke.
We're all just laying
well.
down.
If you rush upstairs, you do end up you come up from this ancient, powerful tomb was actually just, the cellar of an old woman's house.
Sure.
You emerge in a disgustingly cute living room, filled with, like doilies and, like crocheted fucking blankets, that sort of thing. You do see that upstairs, this music doesn't seem fitting for what's going on.
Unless
Like, boom! We'll turn on something a little bit more lighthearted.
I like Rat Battle.
Alright. You emerge from the basement into the, basically, living room of a old woman. Her hair is pulled back into a tight bun, pulling back the wrinkles on her dark skin. Her eyes are milky white, and the air wafts, has the smell of tea and beautiful cinnamon cookies as you emerge in this disgustingly cute living room. and you hear a voice that says, "Well, hello there." As you can see, she doesn't turn her eyes to look at you, she sort of turns her ear, hearing you walk out on the floorway as she says, "Have you come to pay Granny a visit? It does get lonely here with all my kids moved out.
Oh,
I
no.
thought I heard you playing out in the streets, but I guess you were nice enough to pay an old woman a visit." She toddles into her kitchen and retrieves a large jar, opening it to reveal fresh cinnamon cookies, and she says, "Don't be shy or I'll have to eat them all myself. I'll make myself sick doing it."
I look at the others real quickly. Treasure.
I would like
I want
Goodies!
to make an occult check on the old lady.
I would like to palm the belladonna mushroom.
You're looking at it, Quizno. You're 100% sure.
Also,
This
is there
must
actually
be a
room
powerful
for this?
hag. No.
No.
Right.
It's gotta be a
I'm just
hag.
Thinking back on the book.
She's gonna offer me cookies. I'm gonna be like, no, I'm sorry, I'm diabetic.
Hags make
Oh,
deals all the times. These cookies must be some sort of deal.
but
That doesn't have to necessarily be a bad thing, because they're also powerful. And she's just smiling there peacefully.
There was this part in the book where the boy was kidnapped by what he thought was a hag, but turned out to be just an old woman, an elder. But it could be one
Cookies.
or the other.
No, eat up!
Smeek will just go up and
Now, she says, "Well, while you kids are here, I'm not as young as I used to be. If you'd be nice enough to do Granny a favor, I'll give you some shiny coins."
Shiny?
"Oh, yes. I'm afraid it's not going to be a lot of money, but I'm not asking you to do anything too complicated. A little birdie told me my neighbor Jaren is out at the Grand Bazaar today and won't be back until tonight. And it's been 6 months since he borrowed my damn hedge clippers. He lives 2 houses down. Would you be a dear and go and get my hedge clippers back?" I had nerve of that man. As if he hasn't had a shed of his own to use, full of his own tools to use.
Smeek calls for a
Ridiculous.
huddle. Shiny, right?
With the cookies?
Coins.
No,
Coins.
shiny.
Well, listen, get your mind off the mushrooms. Wrong mushroom. Dies.
Wrong one. Rolls down the stairs.
Quiz roll.
Oh, that's my right side. I lost.
Quiz roll. Quiz roll.
Huh? Sorry, my family's texting me.
Put your run away.
This is unprecedented.
We get shinies.
What is them?
This adventure that we are on. Another quest within the adventure. What's the protocol?
Protocol is always adventure.
More adventure.
What a lot.
It says so right here, it says right here in the bylaws, and he starts flipping through some blank napkins.
You're right.
Smeek's gonna just tap his fingers. Shinies?
"Oh yes, shinies! I'll give you some shiny coins. I just want my hedge trimmers back because they've taken them for 6 damn months. How long does it take to trim your hedges?"
Don't know what a hedge is, but we'll find it.
Definitely not 6 months.
We get
Let's
shinies.
go get some hedge trimmers.
We go.
Maybe
You
we
said
need to
2 houses down. What is a house?
Well, it's...
Colin, are we in a human woman's house?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Good. Okay.
Did you not catch that?
You,
We're in some old lady's house. She has offered us
Mental
cookies.
realization that we didn't know what a house was pretty.
you're in an old lady's house and she's offered you cookies. Now, it could be a hag giving you a deal. You've heard about these things. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Hags are powerful and they can offer you all
Quizrill has.
sorts of interesting deals. to benefit you and the clan. And it seems like a pretty straightforward plan.
We get cookie, or we get shinies. Let's go.
It's a hell of a straightforward thing. You just go get her damn hedge clippers back.
The protocol says, according to quiz roll.
Yeah, the bylaws.
Sneak, just like at the start, will grab his knife on stick. Shiny!
I can't wait.
And start leading the way out the door.
I can't wait for Red to pick up the hedge clippers and then die.
Alright.
Me and my big fat 2 HP.
Oh, our friend.
Oh.
Before we,
What?
leave,
Wait, okay.
before we leave
I
out,
thought this was a
our friend's hurt. Can you help him?
I thought this was a bit.
Well,
Honestly, I thought it was gonna lead into the next, like,
Yeah.
it technically
one
does.
shot.
It
I
does,
legitimately
and the
thought
next
this
one
was a
shot
bit.
is this part. The garden. Because it is 8:30. But she says, "Oh, honey, of course I can help you, my dear. What if," well, she says, "what if you've been playing in the streets too much? I know how all
It's a little
you
rough and tumble.
kids love playing stickball and the like. You must have got your knees scraped up, maybe a couple bruises. Of course I'm willing to help you if you're willing to help me." As she is going to,
Of course.
she casts heal.
Oh shit!
She
At 9th
She gets
level.
bag.
she can cast heal at 6th level.
Oh fuck!
Damn.
She is a druid.
Does that heal us all or just him?
She's gonna emanate it, so.
She rolls 6-1.
Jesus.
No, that's wrong. Everyone is healed for 29.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Alright. But
Does that also get rid of our wounded?
that does not, unfortunately. It would have to be a treat wounds, or you'd have to take a long rest.
I think it says when you're at full HP, you have to take a 10-minute rest.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Alright, are we done for the day?
Yeah, that's, that's a, something for next time. Because it's, they've only done the
Next
first
time
half
we
of
do a
it.
one shot.
Yeah. They've only done the
that's
first
funny.
half of it. But, next time, if we ever get to this one shot, you will seemingly go retrieve this old hag's hedge
spoilers.
clippers from 2 houses down. But yeah,
Two houses. We have no frame of reference for how far a travel that could be.
it's also you also haven't seen a lot of the upper world, so Absalom above ground is a new and exciting and terrifying experience.
Yeah.
As,
Before we got switched to the new screen, I was gonna
Terrifying.
I was gonna look out the window, see what it looked like.
It is almost a cacophony of noises and a myriad of colors and sights and sounds, as you can see that there are more people than you've ever seen in your life, all fancifully garbed, covered in finery that you would expect of kings and queens. In such,
I'm like,
it's just incredible. You can see
I
for
press
sure.
into the window and I go, look, not just pink skins, black skins, brown skins,
Oh my
white
god!
skins, pointy ears.
As
Like,
long
he
as there's
is-
no. Okay, I can't do it.
I look at
Indeed.
one. He has horns. As I rub the skull cap on my head.
Not just the
And-
kobold,
and,
men, but kobold women and children
Chris-
too.
Quizroll points out a gnome. Is like, that one looks like an old baby.
There's all sorts of
But
weird
are there
looking things.
shinies?
All you know for sure is that you did indeed enter into the tomb of an ancient king or hero and come out in the bright, brand,
jeez.
incredible world. And it will, if we ever get back to a one-shot, you'll be getting the old hags, quote-unquote hags, hedge clippers.
Yeah.